live. We're live.
You
are live. I'm reading it on the screen.
I am dead.
Well, shut up.
Okay, I gotta get some stuff up here on the screen and do some sharing real fast. There we go. And oh damn.
I don't believe you.
Good.
You're lying. Good
Absolutely.
morning,
Hey, Betty.
Yeah, you are absolutely lying.
It's a fact. It's a fact that I'm lying.
Stop.
It's true that I'm lying.
Stop.
Right. Oh damn. That right there.
What did you do?
What are you talking about? I did nothing.
Stop messing with stuff. It's working.
I'm not doing anything but sharing. I don't know what you're talking about. You wound up over there. It's probably that shit you eating.
I don't think that's how it works.
No?
This isn't Soylent Green.
You don't know that. You know why I know
You're
you
right.
don't know that?
No, you're right. No, you're right.
Because the people eating that shit didn't know. They ain't know. You know what I'm saying? Soylent Green is people. Yo, you know there was a segment of the population in that story that probably saw that, believed it, and went, delicious.
Listen.
They went delicious.
Some good ass carbon-based life form over here, my guy.
They said win-win. Oh, we're decreasing the world. Win-win. And it's delicious. Win-win. Y'all managed to find a way to make so it doesn't hurt us. Your process so done. Win-win.
Can't argue with that logic.
I'm just saying. Right. But you
want
one thing
if it was
nasty. If it was nasty, and it obviously was delicious, people was eating it and enjoying that shit. If you're right, if it was nasty, then people would have been like, "This is an outrage." That outrage was tempered by the delicious taste and the aroma of fresh Soylent Green, right? So, yeah, I mean, like, you know how people are, right?
I would try it if everybody else was trying it.
I mean, and it's now I'm gonna tell you, they always say if you ever saw how hot dogs were,
that's why
you wouldn't.
That's why I rarely eat hot dogs.
Right?
Well, it's not why, but like I had that in mind. I don't eat regular hot dogs. I only eat beef hot dogs, and even then, I rarely eat them.
Right. Yeah, I only eat beef hot dogs too, but I haven't eaten pork in.
I'm about to say, that's
years.
Right.
But no, it's the same with that though. I believe if people saw the process, it would turn them off to it. But I'm telling you, there was a segment of the population that so heard that revelation. It was like,
it's delicious.
Listen, I know that to be the truth because I see the way people are with the whole climate change thing. They obviously don't have. Look, whatever benefits they think they're getting from it, be it a certain form of technology, fuel, or energy, comfort. Yeah. They're literally, and it sounds ridiculous. I know it does, but they're taking the chance that the really, 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 really fucked up effects that a lot of the scientists are talking about will happen at a time past their lifetime. Yeah. That is some selfish bullshit to do to your kids or grandkids and all that other shit like that. But I'm telling you, there's man, fuck them kids. Fuck them kids. Listen, there is a segment of the population that absolutely feels that way. And that's why even if they accept the science behind it, they're like, meh. Right. And those in power that stand to make a bunch of money up, this is the reason why there was a segment of people that had that backlash about the whole space thing with Elon Musk and the other motherfucker, because they like, these are the same billionaire motherfuckers that are contributing to the decline of the planet, right? And they're making a big deal about being able to leave.
So instead of fixing it,
let's develop the technology over a course of time to be able to leave it. Yeah. Something about that sucked, but
don't get me wrong, it's smart.
Well, yeah, you got money to do it, you're gonna do it. But my thing with that is, until the masses really care, until they say, oh no. If we burn, you burn.
No, they need to see demonstrable proof.
Right. And the thing is, it's even worse than that, though, bro. You know why? Because there is demonstrable proof.
No,
they're too dumb.
No, what I mean is, they're gonna have to see it on their own. Like, they can't be shown it.
Right.
It's gonna have to actually affect them.
Right.
Before they get to that point, and then it's gonna be too late.
It's gonna be too by the time you go outside and your hair catches on fire, it's already too late. It's already too late. This idea, man. Listen, to be clear, this planet was going to get here anyway. This planet goes in cycles. There's been 5 mass extinctions, and a lot of scientists think that we're experiencing a 6th one, but it's slow, right? But the point has always been, we sped it up because we dumped an inordinate amount of fluorocarbons and shit like that into the atmosphere, which at no other time, no other animal was able to do that sort of shit. And we are able to do it, and we don't give a fuck. So listen, right, the old place I used to live at, over there in Laurel, I remember that was the first time I ever walked in a wooded area that wasn't dirty. Mm-hmm. And it caught me off guard how clean that shit was. Mm-hmm. Humans are garbage. And garbage begets garbage all over the fucking place.
To quote Loki's, you have to understand I'm hedonistic.
Right. Yeah, they can't trust because they can't be trusted. This is hot. That's how that works. Humans don't care. Mm-hmm. And then they look when shit go extremely left. We've already started to see these extreme weather patterns. We've already started to see that shit take place over the last few years, right? But nobody cares. If you live in an area that's not known for hurricanes and tornadoes, really bad, like fucked up weather like that, you won't care that it happens with an extreme amount more to places that get that shit all the time. You're gonna go, meh.
No, this was a particularly bad season.
Right. And that's literally a conversation piece. Like something on a coffee table. The motherfuckers had 6 hurricanes. This motherfuckers had 6 hurricanes in 6 hours. And you motherfuckers are running over here talking about,
like, damn, that was bad this year.
It's fucked up. It's fucked up. And then you place your order. Then you place your Uber Eats on.
You stupid as fuck.
I'm just saying, bro. Like motherfuckers don't be caring, yo. Humans don't be caring. They ain't gonna care until it's nothing you can do about it. Yeah. Personally, I already think we there. I already think we at the point where it's a done deal. But a lot of that has to do with not just the conditions on the ground, just the collective will of the people. Not the collective will of the people is not there to do anything serious about it. And hold motherfuckers accountable. That's what I'm looking towards. I'm looking for that. I'm not looking for them to change none of this shit because it's too late. But holding motherfuckers accountable, I feel like if we burn, they should burn. Like this, people look at this from a thought experiment shit. This is not a thought experiment at all. Motherfuckers are going to suffer for this shit, right? And the people that had the resources, the influence, and all that shit to be able to seriously put a dent in this back when they could have and didn't for selfish money reasons, and now plotting the exit strategy. Nah, no, catch them. Don't be like that episode of Loki where motherfuckers is on the ship about to leave the planet, and you down there in the city when shit collapsing and shit. Nah, fuck that. No, if we burn, you burn.
Thanks.
Because everybody goes.
Okay, all right.
Fuck that. Right. Nah, I'm on some scorched earth shit. If they was on some scorched earth shit, we gonna be on some scorched earth shit.
I mean, literally though.
Yeah. I had a song called 1% where I said in there, so I don't want to hear about a class war until you see us ratchet up. Till you see us mad enough to ratchet up and break jaws. Until the savages start ravaging your palaces and meet you in the street and beat your ass and steal your packages. Don't tell me about no class war, because that's the other thing they talk about all the time in politics when we start talking about taxing people who are not paying it even a proportion of what the average people are paying. They go, oh, see, this is a class war. They're teaching you to hate the rich.
No, not until we start eating you.
Right. I don't want to hear nothing about no class war until we start fucking you up. Then you can scream. Since y'all want to wait till the last moment for the seas to boil, the Arctic shelf to completely fucking melt and have daisies on the plains and shit over there. Like, for new disease, for the old diseases, prehistoric diseases that was trapped in ice to come out and start fucking niggas up. Since y'all want to wait till the last minute, don't cry about no class wars until we are actually literally at your gates,
right,
ripping them shits down. We can't change nothing that's gonna happen, but we can sure as shit make you pay right now, today, in front of everybody. And I'm gonna be on fire laughing. Get his ass whipped. Yeah.
I hear you. I hear you. And I get the sentiment. I just don't think that's how that's gonna go down.
You don't think fire doesn't work that way?
No, I don't think fire works that way.
Fire and pain receptors.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it is true that there's a small chance because people, when they experience extreme feelings, they do laugh sometimes in that way.
In a Joker type manner.
Yeah, like hysteria. But I even that's small. I don't think that's gonna happen that way. I think like maybe you'll be able to muster up a knowing smile.
Oh, maybe. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm good with that.
Okay.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
That's way more likely than
I'm good with that. And you know what?
Actually laughing.
And just like every myth and legend, the urban legend and stuff, anyone who's left can embellish. Say, oh, he was laughing his ass off.
Oh, absolutely.
They can embellish that shit.
Absolutely. The new class. The new class will sing stories of you.
I really don't like people. I really don't like people, and I feel
listen,
they haven't done anything to ingratiate themselves to me at this point in the game. So I don't foresee that changing. Like, nigga, the level of idiocy that I've seen just this week, is pile on. It's pile on shit. It's pile on shit. I'm tired.
Being the observer that I am, it's so funny being in certain situations. We went to Iron Age, and just standing, there was a wait. So standing outside waiting to get in and watching person after person after person after person walk up to these double doors and grab the one with the sign on it that says use other door.
No, they didn't. No.
And like tried a couple times too. Like
this is an exaggeration.
Then somebody was like forced. No. Person after person walked up and somebody that hears me say this and they aren't thinking, they're going to think, well, they didn't read the sign. That's my point.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know how that helps. I don't know how that helps the case right there.
That's my point. And Fab was like, yeah, it's crazy because it is usually the other door that's open. I'm like, yes, true. That is usually the one that they're grabbing would usually, like anywhere else you walk, would usually be that door that you pull to open. But there's a sign on it that clearly says, please use other door. And an arrow. So like, it's not like it's just words on there. No, it's words and an arrow.
It's words
to the other door.
It's words and Oliver Queen on it, and they still.
Well, yeah. They're like, oh,
they have failed this city.
I'm like, yo, this is intriguing.
So hold up, bro. Y'all do know we watching y'all, right?
I don't think so.
You don't feel a tinge of shame, of embarrassment. Just a little. I don't expect it to be so overwhelmingly embarrassed. Like, you know, you left. You was in the shower and some shit happened. You had to run out real fast, fear for your life. You was butt ass naked. And there's people in the living room. I ain't talking about that. Just a tinge of embarrassment. We are watching you out here, Keystone copping it up out here. Looking like the world's biggest clown car. When motherfuckers coming out with these big red noses and rubber long feet and shit. We are watching you. We are literally sitting there eating popcorn like that gift. Like eating popcorn.
I mean, I was drinking water, but
okay. Yeah. You out there sipping on something. You know what I'm saying? And they coming out there.
Yo, it was
what the fuck?
And I was, there was a matter of fact, there was a streak. It was a streak of like 5 groups of people. Because I wasn't counting like everybody, but at some point I was like, all right, let's see how long it takes somebody to walk up and actually open the right door first.
Right.
The longest streak that I saw was five groups of people walk up and grab the wrong door first, and then eventually realize that, oh, I should probably use the other door because that's what the sign on the door says.
And you know, I want to give some people the benefit of the doubt. You're gonna have some people that have shit on their mind, or they're in the midst of
realistically, it's people. It's people that weren't looking at the door, right? Sure, I'll give you that. That's not.
But it's not the number of people. That
right. It's not that. It's not that anybody did it. It's that the vast majority of people.
That's the problem. That's the issue. That's the issue. It's not that some, because look, you can be distracted. You be sitting there.
I've done it before.
Yeah,
just walking. Might have had my phone in my hand,
looking at something
door, didn't open immediately. I just went to the other door. Some of these people went to open it. It didn't open, and then they tried again. Yeah, like that. That's aggressive.
Yo, is they open? I think they close. The sign. Do you see?
There's a sign right there.
Because that's the
thing.
You
literally turned away.
Hey, what's up, special space?
What's going on?
The thing that's crazy about that is, say you wasn't paying attention to the sign at all. You was busy doing something else, holding a conversation, whatever. The first time you pulled it and realized it didn't open, instantly you turned to look at the door.
That's supposed to set an alarm off, right, in your mind that something is off.
Something's amiss.
Yeah.
And then you would see, as soon as you go, I'm like, hey, SPJ, you been on some dumb shit. You see that? See what I just did right there?
Right.
Oh, sign. Oh, we got the other.
Right.
That's crazy.
Simple. No. Some people, they just kept trying, and then like applied strength to it. Like it's like you're not, sir. You're in decent shape, but I'm fairly certain you're still not going to be able to open that door.
Pilates, that's working out for you. All right, but
you ain't gonna do that.
But yo, what if?
No, listen. Realistically, if I witnessed that,
what if Dwayne Johnson was walking out?
Listen, if I witnessed that, I'd be like, yo, fuck that sign. You right.
Yeah. No,
you're right.
That door was open.
Yep. You right. No matter, yo, the sign could be the size of the door. Nah, fuck that sign.
The door was open. Sign? Right.
Yeah. The door was open the whole time. Everybody else was wrong. You were right, my friend. You were right.
You see the Big Show come
right, like what? Like, you notice immediately their eyes go with that.
Oh yeah, like oh shit, the whole door came off. Somebody need to fix this.
You broke it, you motherfucker.
I broke it. I thought it was already like that. It was so easy to pull off this motherfucker.
You guys should put a sign up.
Right. Ass. Man. Man, oh man, the Shevitz.
Let's get into
I swear. All right, let's begin this. Me.
Okay.
Welcome everyone to the Black Culture Geeks podcast. This is my man SPJ. And I am Tombstone the Dead Man. And we are just a couple of geeks talking about pop culture from a black perspective. Facts indeed. Now, we have a plethora of stories today, some a bit sad, and a few others. But before we get into any of that, I do have a weekly report.
Mm-hmm.
I kept this off
files.
No, I kept this off of the interwebs this week because I was not sure how this was going to turn out, and we just recently had two situations potentially similar in the same category as this. So one night, I think it was Sunday night, if I'm not mistaken. My daughter let JB, the big fat black cat, out of the house. That's regular shit. He usually goes out, and I usually typically wake up around 3 in the morning for no apparent reason to go to the bathroom, just on the clock. And then I walk towards where our bathroom is. He's down here in this wing of the this floor of the house. Shut up. Shut it. Shutty.
Look at that water in my mouth at the time.
The back door is right there, right? So he's usually at the door yelling to come in. I let him in. That's regular shit. Well, that didn't happen. And I was still in the sleeping stupor to not even notice it when I got up to the bathroom. So the next morning when we woke up, we noticed he wasn't in here. And why we know? Because he's always in the way. He's always in the way, right? So if he's not in the way, something ain't right. He hadn't come home. So later on that day, not that much later, it was like probably around 10 or whatever. I usually take 3 walks, right? The first walk, I walked around the block with my eyes peeled to see if I saw him anywhere. And here's the thing about him. He doesn't usually go far because he's a scaredy cat. He goes outside to hang around the house, backyard, front porch. The most he might travel is across the street to this neighbor's front yard, and diddle around in there and then bring his ass back. He doesn't go far, right? So I saw him nowhere. And he's the type of cat. First of all, talking about his personality. He's loud as a motherfucker. Sometimes for zero reason. Just walking in the house. Right? And he's very, very proud to be owned. With the other cats, the collar come off, you get a new collar for them. They doing this because they don't want the collar, because they don't want the chingling, because they like to sneak up on shit. No. He will walk right up to you. That's right. I'm owned. Go ahead. Put it on there. I belong somewhere. Right? So if you're outside, he's anywhere in the vicinity, and here's your voice, you're going to hear, Rawr! He's going to come over there to where you are. Period. None of that took place. All day long. All day long. Where you at? Where you at? This is usually not a good sign.
Right.
And we just had this same situation with T'Challa. So I'm trying to figure out, like, I didn't want to tell Yetta while she was at work. Right. Same way she didn't tell me about T'Challa when I was in the middle of doing the show, because she knew that was going to affect me and affect the show. I didn't want to affect her day.
Right.
So the next morning, I'm listening to some stuff on some headphones, some music I recorded a little while ago.
Yo, you record music?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I should have prefaced everybody. Yeah, by the way, guys, you know I do music. I have like 9 albums or whatever.
Oh shit! 9?
So yeah, 9. I got like 9 albums.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Something like that.
So doing the Milky Way type thing? Well, kinda,
a little bit.
Because Pluto kind of. Anyway,
yeah, it's kind of. You know, Pluto not really a planet, but all right,
right.
But so I'm listening to it and I hear something on it, and I'm like, this motherfucker was making noise. No, listen, on it.
No,
and I'm like, the fuck. This little nigga was probably making noise when I was, because that happens. You know, they around here doing some shit, and I'm trying to record, and the motherfuckers make noise, and it comes up on the shit. And I'm like, damn it. But then when I played it back, I ain't hear it again.
I told you. That's why I said that one.
I didn't hear it again. I said, what the fuck? So I took my headphones off and listened again. Off in the distance. I get up, go to the back door. It's his fat black ass.
Hey.
Like, where the hell have you been? Now, when he comes, yeah. Oh, listen. When he comes in here, he's got one of his whiskers barely hanging on his face. Now, we have designated that period of time, the disappearance of JB, as JB's great adventure.
Okay.
Right? We don't know what happened to him.
No, you have no idea what he went through.
But to come back with a whisker dangling shit like that, right? Like,
came into some Danny Glover shit. I'm too old for this shit.
Yo, and this is the thing, right? I can only imagine, because it's shit around here, folks. Let me tell y'all something. I learned a lot of shit moving here. For instance, I saw something in my neighbor's backyard earlier this year 3 times. The same thing. Well, see, that's the whole thing about it. It could have been Mephisto because it was ugly and it was too big to be a fox. And then the one time I remember seeing it, me and T'Challa was sitting in the backyard. T'Challa's on one lawn chair. I'm on the other lawn chair. This thing comes walking in the neighbor's yard, stops, looks at us with the whole cane for a minute, then decides to go off to the woods.
Trying to figure out if y'all was food or not.
Possibly. So I said, that's too big to be a fox, and he's scroungy as a bitch. What else could that be? And then I would hear noise back there in that wooded part that sound like a kind of barking almost. Some shit, and it was weird. was weird, really weird. So I said, nah, it can't be no coyote. We don't have coyotes in Maryland. And then I looked it up. Turns out we do.
Yeah, in a couple spots.
Yeah. Now, this is not like my old, back in Asgard and Laurel, where I lived, where it was like, it's not like back then where there was Oxbow Lake Nature Preserve, where you had to walk outside of your house, go across the street, over to another block, then across another street, and there's Oxbow Lake. No. We have Oxbow Nature Preserve right beyond the gates of our backyard. So we're closer to where all the nature shit happens. You feel me?
Right.
So for all I know, that whatever that was, and I'm calling it a coyote right now.
It was a goddamn coyote.
But all I know is he saw that butterball ass cat and was like meal, because he looked a bit famished. The 3 times I seen him, he looked kind of famished.
Well, that would imply that JB won.
No. That would imply that JB managed to get into a position where he couldn't be got and was scared to come out. You know what I'm saying? Yo, his ass was
funny.
He was scared to come out, didn't know when it was safe to come out, and he stayed there. And maybe that thing, I told you, it looked hungry as a motherfucker, was a little persistent. And finally, when he realized, man, I'm wasting my time to go find a squirrel or some shit, and went off about his business. And then JB was like, and got in the wind, right? Brought his ass here. And he's been different since then.
Oh no. Oh no.
He never goes up under the bed. He enjoys taking up the space of a small human on my goddamn bed.
Well, okay.
He enjoys annoying me, knowing that it annoys me when I walk in the room and he's on my side where my motherfucking pillows is at. So furry ass over there. Right?
You love it.
It's ass.
That doesn't.
And I hate for my side to be warm. I hate for my side to be warm.
That I'll give you. I believe.
No. Fuck out of here with that. So he's been under the bed. Like he's been traumatized by something happened out there. Something.
If you got into a scuffle with a coyote, you'd be traumatized too.
Listen, it's the equivalent of, he had the look in his eye that Arnold Schwarzenegger had in his eye at the end of the first Predator movie. When he was standing there and shit was decimated and he was just put his hand against the tree and the music, that's the look he had in his eye. Special Space says, we got a shit ton of coyotes here. My buddy had one in his backyard right down in the heart of the city. They everywhere. They often follow the dogs and I at night. They're sneaky. They run alongside us just inside the tree line waiting for something to come close. Listen, he went through something. He went through an event, but it did not stop him from going back outside the next night. His monkey ass still went back outside after that, right? But he still ain't been the same, you know. And one other thing about the nature around here. So, me personally, when I first moved around here, I saw shit with these squirrels that I never saw this before. We first came around, there was like 25 of them motherfuckers in the middle of the street. And I was like, I have never seen that amount of squirrels. Moreover, that amount in a pack.
Right.
You may go out on the field and see some sprinkled across the field, you know, in the tree somewhere, maybe one chasing another, something like that. But 25 of these motherfuckers just in the middle of the street, I was like, they got gangs around here. And those same gangs was fucking with our trash. That's something else I didn't know that they did. Till I caught one coming up out our trash can, ripping our shit up. The other day, I went outside to get some packages. When I came back around the back,
which is a daily occurrence.
We stopped seeing them as much because
packages.
Oh, shut up. I went to bring the packages around back, right? And from out of that fig tree in the backyard, I saw for the first time ever a black squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
I have never seen a black squirrel, and Yetta tells me that when they're babies, they're typically black until they get older and the fur color changes or what pigmentation of the fur changes, whatever. This wasn't no damn baby. This is a grown-ass black cat. Excuse me, black squirrel.
I'm about to say
the size of our black cat. She
okay,
was big as shit. But no, this I've never seen a black squirrel before. And I was like, he's by himself. It's not like he's with any other squirrels.
He's the black sheep.
I wonder if he's ostracized. I wonder if he's marginalized amongst the squirrel community. I wonder if they see him as different because he does look different. He's black squirrel with shit.
Fair.
But I've never seen that before. All black, creep me out. Gotta say, it creeped me out. Not used to seeing it. Maybe it's a mutation. I don't know.
Well,
but
yeah, I mean,
it creeped me out. And he was a big motherfucker too. He was a big motherfucker. Like he had eaten a lot of people's trash.
Did he come shake your hand?
No, he did not. But I did try to put him on to the Black Culture Geek show every Saturday at 11 a.m.
Listen.
He might be listening now.
Oh, okay.
But he got them little claw type thingies, so he probably can't comment and shit.
No, he had to.
If you're listening.
No, he had to tell somebody that knows something about it.
My man Squirrel Mustafa out there in these streets.
Hey.
Yeah, but
good news, my guy.
Well, yeah. But yeah, that was my week. Yeah.
The dead man when nature calls? Like what is
Yes, that's it. This is all about nature this week.
Okay. I mean sure.
Oh, and by the way, update, just one quick update.
Yeah.
He's under the bed now. He shook.
He's building a new home.
Ain't no such thing as halfway crooks.
Okay. I promise you he's building a new home. That's all it is.
You better grow a new whisker. That's what you need to do.
Okay.
He need to grow that whisker back.
He's developing a new habitat for himself. That's all it is.
Somebody slapped the whisker out of his face. What?
I mean, listen, you go fight the coyote and see how that turns out.
Listen, I got all the smoke for coyotes.
No, the fuck you don't.
Yes.
No, not you. Smoke. Nah, nigga. No, you don't. At all. Smoke. You might have something that produces smoke for the coyotes.
Listen, they don't want they don't want none of that.
That's different. I'm talking about you.
None of that.
You.
You and
your phalanges.
I got melee weapons.
No, I'm talking about
that will lay them low.
I'm talking about you and your phalanges.
Why wouldn't I have a melee weapon?
I'm just talking about you. I'm just talking about you, all natural.
I'm going to hit you the same way Thor hit them. Who cut the head off that guy? And somebody said Stormbreaker. Well, who was swinging Stormbreaker?
Matters none. Matters none because they can lift Stormbreaker if they're strong. If they're strong enough. If they're strong enough. Yes, I had to add that caveat. If they're strong enough, they can lift Stormbreaker.
These motherfuckers don't have thumbs. They catching hell. They catch. I got at least 4.
Don't drop it.
Stormbreaker level weapons.
All right, don't drop it. I'm telling you. You gonna think you don't think you knew all the things a coyote can do?
Nigga.
You gonna learn that day.
Nigga. All that coyote you gonna turn around and see is me, a raccoon, in a tree. Stand in the middle of a light circle.
I don't think that's how that works. I don't think
bring me Wiley Coyote.
I don't think that is how that works at all. At all.
Yeah, the raccoons don't fuck with me. That's a fact.
Yeah, that clearly
they don't fuck with me like that.
Yeah. If we were a movie forward, I would have made the joke like that's your end game, but it was it doesn't really work as well because it was a movie back. So that's your Infinity War. That doesn't work. I can't. That doesn't. Anyway, so my week. My week was going pretty fine. It was regular. It was relatively innocuous.
No.
Nothing special, nothing out of the ordinary. I was waking up, going to work, coming home.
That's it, special
doing some work in here.
I can take a single one of them motherfuckers. Groups, nah, I'm not dumb.
Listen, but I hear you, and I'm aware of how the coyote works. Yeah, I don't think that's that part. I'm not saying
gotta have teeth
that
to bite
couldn't. I'm not saying you couldn't. Listen to me clearly. The one thing I don't want you to do, if you ever encounter a coyote, is to swing toward his mouth. That is the one thing I don't. I hear what you're saying. I know all the stories and legends of Morpheus. What I'm saying to you is, I implore you, don't swing towards his mouth. Please don't swing towards his mouth.
I'm swinging a bat towards the jaw like
that. That can work. That can work. I'm talking about your phalanges. Please don't swing toward his mouth. That's I beg of you. Anything else you feel big and bad enough to do it. Don't swing your fist toward his mouth. Yeah. Actually,
they need to stay out of my block. Nah, I'm not doing the feet thing. Because if they take the feet from under you, it's over.
It's over.
It's over.
Like, over.
It's over.
You be like, Tombstone who? Well, yeah.
Tombstone listen, Tombstone got soup bones. Look.
And yeah, again, this is not what you want. They're gonna eat that for lunch. Is the point that I'm making. Thank you for helping me make it.
They like soup.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. They're gonna take that for lunch. Thank you for helping me make my point. Anyway, the week was going decently. I was just doing the normal shit. Work, home, working, and playing a little bit of the game and doing those things.
Right.
And then shit just started happening. Like, I think Wednesday. No, I'm tripping. That was only one day where things were going well. The shit started on Tuesday. But anyway, a couple things happened. So one of the places when the job dude was having an issue with something that he uses, he forgot his password.
Mm-hmm.
How he forgot his password is beyond me, because he literally just used it
right
the day before. But anyway, he forgot his password. He goes to reset it, but apparently he can't follow instructions. He reads out loud what it says on the screen. He reads it out loud. He says,
"Right,
you're sending an email to me." Then he looks at me in all sincerity and asks me, "Are they sending it to my email?"
Well, are you?
I'm like, bro, you literally just read that out loud off the screen that they were sending you an email. What? Where is the confusion? I don't. All right, fine.
He is the confusion.
Well, clearly.
Yeah.
I had an issue with the parking garage. I went to park, and my little the new system is stupid. My little card shit didn't work. It wasn't trying to open the damn gate to let me in. So I was like, fuck this, and I got a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
So I parked. When I went to leave, it wouldn't let me out. So there's a little button that you can hit for help. I hit the button. This chick. If somebody knew that she handled this the way that she handled it, she'd probably be fired.
Oh my!
She said, "Did you put the card in the right place?" Now listen. Some of these things have to do with customer service. This is one of them. Lady. Let's just imagine for a second that somehow I thought that I did not put it in the right place.
Right.
You asking me if I put it in the right place would not be helpful. Now let's come back to reality.
Back to life. Back to reality.
Gotcha. Clearly, I believe I put it in the right place because otherwise I wouldn't have put it there.
Right. Facts. All facts.
And in the reality, you asking me if I put it in the right place is not helping. Her next question. Did you use it this morning to get in? Now, I lied. But her response to that was, okay, did you pay your bill this month? Yes. Yeah.
Did you?
I mean, I don't pay the bill.
Oh yeah, so of course.
Yeah,
of course.
So the bill's paid.
Of course, the bill's paid.
Yeah, I don't pay the bill. The bill is
what
paid.
Is she going on
the
about?
Company pays the bill. No, when I said yes, she said okay and opened it. Now, mind you, I don't know if that was her way of rationalizing that she did her job by asking me those 3 questions. Because effectively, when I hit the button and I said I can't get out, the same thing would have been achieved if she'd have just hit the button at that moment and let me out.
Right.
Literally nothing changed from her asking the questions that she asked. Like, no, there was no benefit in any way, shape, or form. I'm fairly certain that's not how that procedure is supposed to go. Just take their word for everything. And if it is, then why are you asking them questions?
Right. Right, exactly.
Like, that's just like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Anyway, so I was super busy. Like I've explained on here how my job is basically insurance. There's a bunch of times where like I don't have a whole bunch that needs to be done.
Right.
I have my routine that I do, but outside of that, that's usually what it is. But every now and then, when you're busy.
Oh yeah.
This past Thursday was one of those days. I had a computer that I had to install. I had a monitor separate from that I had to install. I had what else? Oh, somebody else's computer was fucking up, wouldn't come on. And then there was one more thing that I can't remember right now. But all 4 of these things are things that are potentially time consuming.
Yeah, right.
And I'm supposed to do all that in the normal time that I don't know. That's not how that. I mean, I kind of got everything done, but what happened is with one of the things, I didn't check something that I could have checked more.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't complete. All right, so that led to Friday morning when the complete and utter assness occurred.
Was it complete? Was it really?
Yes. Thursday, as soon as I was about to get off, I get a text from my supervisor, who's not my supervisor, and she's like, "Hey, the computer you placed, it can't get to remote desktop. Can you check that out in the morning before you come down to the downtown office?"
Right.
And like I said, because I know what happened, I was like, "Oh yeah, no problem." Yeah, I realized I'm 90% sure what the issue is, and it's a relatively quick fix.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, I'll go take care of that. So Friday morning comes, get up, get ready to go straight to that location. I get there. First of all the first, the dude that's there, not really, the dude that's there, he's like, "Oh, what are you doing here? Get the fuck out my face. I'm here because you called with an issue." This is why I have a problem with that. When something's wrong with the computer, You're supposed to let us know. That's not the issue.
Yeah, that's part of the job, man.
Yeah, that's not the issue.
Are you sure?
My issue is he called. This was an extra computer. They had been fine working with one computer, and I gave them an additional computer. So this was not something that was urgent because they had already been fine with the one computer. So it was not something that was urgent. And then for you to act like you have no idea when I'm here, when you're the person that called downtown to complain about it, shut the fuck up and get out of my face. That's what bothered me about it. Like, why are we? No, I know who you are.
I know who you are.
Backstory in this person. I have had a mild dislike for this human being since I was probably 17.
Damn.
And that's because when I was 17,
know how to hold a grudge.
Well, it's not. It's not like I don't. I'll speak to him. I'm cordial. It's not nothing like that. It's just that I know his character. When I was 17, I was intern on the grounds crew. We were cutting grass one day, and I cut.
You was cutting grass, my nigga?
I cut the nigga. You literally just cut grass. Anyway, so I cut a line to an AC. Like I cut it. When I cut it, one of the AC dudes happened to be in the area. We flagged him down. Yo, I was cutting grass and I cut the line. His exact words: "Oh, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Thanks for letting us know." Cool. Mind you, that person was the son of the big supervisor on the west side.
Wait. Question. Why'd you cut the line?
Shut up.
No. I'm asking because
it was a mistake.
Where was the line that it was out there on the lawn for y'all to have to?
That's how it works. The condenser unit is in the backyard.
So you were cutting close. You was trimming close around the condenser unit.
Yeah, because the hedge trimmer.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking lawnmower. My bad.
No.
That's why I asked. Like,
hedge trimmer. I was trying to level it out, and like I turned a little bit too far, and it just clipped it. Like it didn't sever it. It made a cut in it. Right. And I'm like, shit. All right. So, mind you, this person was the son of the big supervisor on the west side.
Right.
He's like, yo, don't worry about that. Thanks for
everything's fine.
We good.
Small thing to a giant like
here's the thing. The guy that I was talking about before was the lead guy for ACs. So the guy that we told absolutely had to tell him.
Right.
Had to. That's his, that's his supervisor.
Yeah.
Don't you know you tried to get me fired?
Oh no, we the Ren and Stimpy out there.
Well, I mean, I didn't get fired.
So that would have changed nothing with me.
No, I had to.
The intention. Well, I get he's a big, but how old was you? You 17?
I'm 17.
Nigga, me at 17. But I've often said that I know for a fact you were a lot more mature than me at 17 than I was at 17.
It didn't, listen,
nigga.
It didn't behoove me.
Oh no, it did absolutely. It's definitely not the right thing to do. I'm telling you, at 17, jobs were easy to get.
They worked for me. Remember, literally, to this day, I've only worked for one company.
Yo, I feel you. Remember, around 17, 18, like for me, Ronald Reagan and shit like that was a thing that was going on. So it was, nigga, I was ass. And
okay.
Get me fired.
Okay, wait. Let's not say was. Like,
shut up. Shutty.
Oh, my bad. But anyway, so from that point forward, I just know what type of guy you are. Like,
yeah.
That's it. I'm not mad at you, but I see what it is. See what it is.
You see it?
Yeah,
you see it?
And I handle you accordingly. So anyway, after he gets the fuck out of there because he leaves for some reason,
right?
I'm like, good, so I can do my work and not have to worry about dealing with his bitch ass. I get everything done. I got to get up to make one last check. And because somebody distracted me, I was on my phone, somebody distracted me, I put my phone on my lap.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to stand up and it fell on the floor.
That's what happened.
This is not a big deal. I've had this phone for like 3 years. I've dropped this phone probably 70 times in that 3-year span. Nary a dent. However, the thing about phones, I don't know about iPhones anymore because I think they've improved that issue. They used to break if you coughed on them. But Android phones were always more sturdy.
Yeah,
but I think Apple phones have fixed that issue.
I think Apple phones have their glass done from the same place Android does now.
Right. I think.
However, I still don't believe them because my son still has an iPhone and his shit stay cracked. It's like he gets it, then it's cracked. Like that comes with it. Like it'll literally be new, and then the next time I see him with it, it's a crack in that bitch.
You said the cracked screen is a feature. So
Same.
Like I said, 75 times I've dropped this phone. But the issue is two things. One, usually with the stronger screens, what cracks them is it falling at an angle. Right. If it falls flat, you're good. 9 times out of 10. Right. Even if you don't have a case on, with the stronger screens, if it falls flat, you're generally good. Right. Because the weight distribution is relatively even and the impact goes across the whole surface area, and the phones tend to, especially the bigger phones, more surface area, less impact on the glass. The technical shit that nobody actually cares about. But the second factor was that this was a concrete floor. So, when I dropped the phone, because of my prior experience, I didn't even think twice. I picked it up, wiped, the little wipe thing you do, you wipe on your leg, put it in your pocket. Yeah. I just did that. I get downtown. No, when I get in my car, this is when I have to change, and I'm gonna explain that. But when I get in my car, take the phone out of my pocket, put it in the phone holder, plug the charger up, go. So I went and had some music on. I'm listening to music, and I went to do something, and I felt like something on the screen, almost like it was dirt or something. So like I went to scratch it off, and I'm scratching, and it's not going nowhere. I'm like, the fuck? And I look a little bit closer. I'm like, oh, that's not dirt. That is not dirt.
That's a crack.
That is a spider web. So broke my phone. Well, here's the thing. I can't not have a phone, a working phone. It's not how that works.
So wait a minute. Was it broke to the point where it couldn't be?
Here's the thing. It was broke to the point where I didn't want to use it. I was going to cut myself.
Yeah. And
that is the issue.
You was looking like you had an iPhone, so you was like, "Fuck that."
Well, I mean, listen. That part, honestly, as far as the statics, it wasn't that bad yet.
Okay.
But I say yet because if you've ever had a cracked screen, you know that shit spreads. Yeah. That's
currently what's happening to mine. So, like I said, when you told me about it earlier, it's like coincidental. It happened that the difference between me and you, I don't know how this happened.
Right. Like if you you had to look to see that it was cracked. Right. Outside of the corner where it hit, that that has the impact point. You could see that clearly.
Right.
But as far as the rest of the cracks, you would have to actually look to see it. So it wasn't that part, but it was that every time I used, it was like basically the whole bottom half of the screen.
Yeah.
It was like basically anytime I used the bottom half of the screen, I'm scratching, and I'm like, God damn, no, I absolutely need to get a new phone today.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's been a long time. Number one, it's been a long time since I got a new phone. That's not used to be me. I used to get a new phone every year. But
maybe the reason you didn't get a new phone is because you literally had no reason to. Like before.
No, I didn't have a reason to then.
Yeah, but the new technology is the draw. But I think with you having other things that's new, fresh, new technology, that is not necessarily the big priority for you. Your shit work. You just.
Well, I mean, I have a camera.
Thinking about.
I have a new computer.
Right.
I don't.
Right.
I mean, even back then when I got the phone, the previous phone, I had my camera. I had a computer.
Well, that's true.
When I was doing that for real every year, I didn't really have that. So seeing the new video and picture capabilities of the phone,
I think that's
was amazing.
Too. I think that's what me too. Until I
got
don't real get me wrong,
cameras. This bitch got 5 cameras.
Oh, I know.
So I'm gonna figure this out.
But the problem is, 5 cameras. I definitely want that on my phone. Absolutely. However,
and the records
if none of those features still doesn't look quite up to what your camera should, right. It doesn't pull you as much.
Here's my thing with this. I'm skipping ahead a little bit. With the 8K on here, I feel like it'll be good complimentary footage at least.
That's regardless of anything else. I agree. That's how I felt with the 4K with this. I have shot unreleased music videos that used portions of the 4K I got off of the phone from the vacation that I put in there. Yeah. And because it's a very quick shot, you cannot.
It works.
Tell the difference between that and
like one thing I always talk about the difference between a camera and a phone camera. But one thing I will never do is downplay the technology.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Realistically, it's just that whatever.
And they have much better than what they're giving us, but they're stringing us along to get them here. No, this is new. Thank you. They got further along than what they're giving us.
They had me at Ultra.
Ultra.
Yeah, I'm like, Ultra. Actually, they had me at 5G. I had a really clever COVID joke that I was going to tell, but I kind of screwed the pooch. Anyway, so like, I got a new phone. So I say it's been a long time since I got a new phone. It's been an even longer time since I had to file an insurance claim. I didn't even know I still had insurance on this phone.
Right.
For real.
Right.
So I looked it up, found that I did. I'm like, all right, cool. So I mean, insurance joint, it tells you can either get a replacement. This is what they do. So you either get a refurbished version of the same model, and if they don't have that, they will give you what they deem is comparable, or you can use your upgrade. You can do either of the two. So I was like, all right, this phone is 3 years old. I know what they used to do. They used to show you the phones that they would give you as a replacement.
Yes.
But this one didn't. So I'm like, this phone's 3 years old. I have no idea what they're going to try to give me. They're probably going to try to give me like a Samsung a new one, but it's not
still old tech.
It's not the tier. Yeah, it's not the tier. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to do the upgrade joint. So did that. Called my mother because it's my mother's account technically.
Right.
So I called my mother to let her know what was going on, and went through them. They like, all right, you can do this. You can just go to the T-Mobile store and tell them that you're doing an insurance claim with an upgrade, and they'll take care of it for you.
Right.
Send me an email and everything. I'm like, all right, cool. This is where the bullshit starts. Notice I said I broke my fucking phone.
You did.
And I said, this is where the bullshit starts.
Like, this part is the outrage.
Right. So I get to the store. There are people in the store. It's a little bit light busy. Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
I'm not in a rush in particular. I just want to, I just want my shit to get taken care of. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. So I get in there and it's finally my turn. No, it's not my turn yet. But the dude, he's like, what are you in here for today? And I told him I got an insurance claim and an upgrade. He said, all right. So he finishes helping the person he was helping. And then he gets to me. He says, okay, what did you need again? He said, got an insurance claim and an upgrade. Oh, we don't do that. Wow. What do you mean you don't do that? Well, no, we don't do that.
I mean,
I said, sir, I have the
get your happy ass out of here. We don't do that.
Right. I'm like, yo, I have an email. It's like, oh, you can show me the email, but we don't do that.
He said, you can show me the email.
You can show me the email, but we don't
do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. But he wasn't ready to help me yet still. So, because he was on hold helping someone else. So I'm like, all right. I'm attempting to keep my cool. I don't want to curse this man out. Mainly because I'm not sure where the next closest T-Mobile is.
Right.
It was simply an order of convenience because I knew once I cursed him out, he wasn't going to help me.
Yeah. As a matter of fact,
I wouldn't have helped him.
The police would help you.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't have helped me after what I was about to do to him. But he got off the phone. He was like, all right. What he was like, what kind of phone you got? I said, I got a Note 9. He said, yeah, see, we don't even sell that no more. I said, bruh, that's when I got a little.
Yeah, I got a little testy with that.
I'm like, yo,
not gonna hold
I am not asking you to buy a new Note 9. What I am telling you is I have an insurance claim with an upgrade.
All that monkey had to do was let you finish saying what you were saying.
Bruh.
That's all he had to do.
Can you show me the email? Here. After reading the email, yeah, we don't do this. I'm gonna have to call my supervisor. All right, fine. Call your supervisor. So he gets on the phone with the supervisor to be thusly informed that indeed we do that.
They shooting. Look, made you look. Yeah.
Like, yo, what the fuck, bro? I'm like, all right.
Hold on. So wait a minute. Whoa. So now I must ask. After he was shown that they do indeed.
No, he did not apologize. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about me. Bro, I don't know you. I understand how humans work. I also understand this is business. You understand that I'm, for all intents and purposes, locked inside of a contract with T-Mobile.
Right.
You also understand that I know you don't represent T-Mobile. You are a representative.
He is a representative.
But
therefore, at some level, he does represent.
But what I mean is, like, somebody else could be right.
It's a job for you.
Right. I don't need your apology because I knew you weren't going to give it to me anyway. It would have been appropriate. No,
that apology.
No. We're not doing that. It was definitely warranted, but not necessary. Not necessary. I don't need the apology. What I need,
you just need your phone.
Is you to do what the fuck you're supposed to be doing. I've said on this show often, all I expect out of companies and the people that are their representatives is for them to do their job. I don't need any of the other shit. I don't need you to be friendly.
No.
I don't need you to be cordial.
What else I don't need? I don't need you to be an ass wipe.
No, absolutely not. But here's the thing. You can damn near cuss me out. As long as I get exactly what I paid for.
No, I'm not taking
I'm probably good. Because
now I got to get what I paid for plus something else because of what you treated me. Listen, customer service, the way you're treated when you go in there, that shit does matter. And
I know what it's supposed to be.
That shit matters.
But I also know that we're talking about human beings.
They suck.
Yeah, yo. So,
but
like, I'm
never get
I'm
better.
grading this on the curve. I'm grading on the curve, yo. I got to. I absolutely have to. It wouldn't be right. Like,
I get it.
Logistically, to me, it doesn't make sense to not grade this on the curve. You got to grade it on the curve. So anyway, so you're like, oh, okay. Now I see what you're talking about.
Now.
All right. Okay. All right. Fine.
Now, you see now.
All right. What phone you plan on getting? What phone you plan on getting? I'm not sure yet. I hadn't gotten that far. This all just happened today. It literally just happened. I wasn't even contemplating. Matter of fact, I was thinking about getting a new phone. Not today. I was thinking about getting a new phone. It's a phone coming out, probably being like October. That's what I was planning on doing. And here's the thing: poor tax. I purposely make sure to go out of my way if I can to avoid the poor tax.
Right.
Because yes, I could have just gone with the replacement option and got whatever, but then I would have either wanted or needed to buy another phone relatively soon. Yes. No, I'm not doing this poor tax shit if I can help it anytime, ever. So I'm like, no, I'm going to get a phone that I want and has the technology that is relatively current. That just relatively is a little bit of an understatement. I'm sure this phone came out this year, but so I'm like, yeah, let me get that S21 Ultra. That S21
Ultra.
Yeah. And you're like, all right, cool. So I'm like, how much is it? He goes and gets it, tells me how much it is. I'm like, all right, cool. We can do that. He was like, all right, well, this phone don't come with a box. It just come with the cord. I'm like, yeah, I heard. That's cool. I got my box at home. Like, I don't really need a new box. It's still Samsung, so I'm good on that. But I am getting a case from here because I don't usually get the official case.
Why doesn't that box come with why doesn't that phone come with a box?
Because people don't throw away their chargers, and they know people don't throw away their chargers. It's one of those environment things that they're trying to they try to do every now and then. So
you know what you could have did before you left? Slid him a note. When he opened up Reddit and said, "Run me my fade." That shit
stupid. So listen, so he like, yeah, you want to buy chargers? Only $20. And then he was like, oh, I say only $20. Like, so I was like, yeah, no. What about these cases though? Like, I'm getting a case because number one, it's official. Number two, I need a case, and I don't, because of what just happened. I just literally broke my phone. Now, it did have a case on it, but I didn't want to like, there are times, usually when I get a phone shipped to me, every time, because again, I'm not in store, so I'll go ahead and order a case.
Right.
One or two times when I bought a phone in person, I ordered a case. So I was walking around with that bitch naked for a hot 2 days, scared as shit.
I don't like that.
I don't need that stress. No. I don't need that stress. I'm in store. Y'all got cases. Right. We got to make this happen.
Right.
So he was like, I really wanted a note, but the new note is not out yet. And I think they skipped a year. Well, some shit happened. I can't remember exactly how it went. So, but what happened is the S21 Ultra is compatible with the S Pen.
Oh, okay.
It just doesn't come with it.
Do you be using that S Pen though?
I do.
I don't.
So
they might as well not even put that shit in.
Stupid. And it's about the same size. The phone is about the same size as the Note 8, if not bigger.
But it's about them cameras though.
Well, I mean,
5
so
cameras.
he was like, this case comes with an S Pen and it has a holder for the S Pen. I'm like, oh, word? Yeah, let me get that one. So I got that case. So he's doing the transferring my files and shit. And he like, oh, you got a lot of emails. Yeah. How many email accounts you got? Like 8? Why? Oh, you use your phone. Yes. What the fuck?
Yo, what? See, all right, now, okay. Previously, you were very patient. Right. But at that point, that's when you slide him the card.
Well, here's the thing. There's nothing I can do about this. I had to be there. It was doing the transfer joint. I couldn't leave the store with my old phone.
No, and I wouldn't suggest it.
Trust me, I would have. No, I absolutely would have if I could have. I just brought it back or mailed it to y'all or something. or took it to a different store. Like I didn't want to see him again. Yeah. So I needed to get everything I needed done.
I would have wanted to see him at least one more time.
You stupid. So everything's transferring. And when it finally finishes, I said, yo, the transfer's done. And I'd already started resetting the old phone. Like, yeah, I'm getting my shit off of here immediately.
Right.
You're like, all right, cool, you're good to go. I said, all right, cool. Grab the new phone, dip. On the way to where I'm going, I do the same thing that I did when I left the place where I broke my phone. I pull my phone out, go to put it in the holder, can't fit in the holder. Case is too big. Shit. I have another holder, put it in that holder. Go to start listening to my music. Now I hadn't on any of the setup for real. It's just my settings and files have been transferred from the old phone. So a good portion of the shit should be set up, but all of it is not. Clearly,
never.
I know that. Never. I know that.
Yeah, it never.
I go in my YouTube music, and it's loading, and it has the sign-in joint, but none of the names have populated. It's loading.
Oh my!
There's a thing that says add new account, so I click on that. Nothing happens. I'm like, okay, this is odd. All right, cool. I'm gonna restart it because I didn't restart it after it finished
transferring.
Right. So let's see if that helped. Driving to where I'm going. It restarts. I try it again. Still not working. All right, this is weird. All right, I get to where I'm going. I go to open Chrome. Open Chrome, it says, this phone is not compatible with your data plan. That's what it said.
You know what? More and more, that feed's looking really good right now.
Listen, here's the thing. I was at least a half an hour from his store at this point. I wasn't going back in there. Because if I did go back there, then I couldn't guarantee the level of maturity and professionalism that I displayed to that point in time. This is just realistically. Because now I feel like my time's been wasted. And everybody that knows me knows how I feel about my time being wasted. Like, that's just not. So anyway.
In Islam, there is a saying. It is offensive to the soul to waste one's time.
Facts. All facts. So I'm like, all right, what are my moves? I could either go back to the store, which is 30 minutes away, or I can go to my mother's house, which is like 10 minutes away. I don't want to punch her in her face.
You won't win anyway.
And no, there's no way. There's no way. And I can likely get this problem resolved.
Right.
Using the phone, like calling T-Mobile.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, cool. That's the best of bet. I didn't even call her because I didn't know at that time. I didn't know if my phone would work. So I went there. I told her. I explained to her. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like, what? I don't know. So, and then I thought about it. I was like, wait, this motherfucker didn't activate my phone.
That's what happened.
I'm like, yo, that was seem like as I'm going over everything, this is increasingly obvious that he did not activate my phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could be wrong because that's not what the joint says. It says that your data plan is not compatible. And here's the reason why. This is the benefit of the doubt that I gave the situation, not him. That I gave the situation. It's a 5G phone. I know in the past that certain carriers have had different data plans for an an upping in G's, if you will.
Right.
So that's why I gave the situation the benefit of the doubt. Maybe I legitimately did need to get a different plan, but like I said, I didn't say give him the benefit of the doubt because that's something he should have fucking told me if that was the case.
He knew. So but then you got to think about it. He just knew they didn't do that there.
You stupid, right? So I go to call my mother because I told her, I'm like, oh, I didn't even call you because I knew you were gonna be in the house because I had just talked to you earlier. I didn't even call you because I didn't know if my phone would work. She's like, well, call me now. Makes sense. Called her. Boom, boom, boom. Welcome to T-Mobile. All right, bet. So I followed through with that because that's a direct line to them. Followed through with that. Finally get to somebody. Because nowadays, even more than ever, I guess probably because of the pandemic, these companies and their customer service, they try their best not to let you talk to a person. Yeah. Their absolute best. Yeah, they don't so I finally get to a person. He said, what's the issue? I say this verbatim. I just recently got a new phone. I'm not sure if I need a different plan or the phone was not activated. I just got the phone within the last hour, but my data and my voice are not working. That's what I said to him. So he takes me through all these loops and hoops and all this other bullshit. And
have a nice trip.
He's like, hey, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I've done all these things and we can't get your phone to work. So I'm going to have to send you. Listen to me clearly. Listen to me. Listen to what he says. I'm going to have to send you to our tech support. What the fuck are you?
And then he answers, oh, no, I work the concession stand at the front.
No. He's a T-Mobile expert.
Yeah, concession stand. He's the guy that sells the T-shirts with the insignia.
So he sends me to the next person. I finally get to the next person, and I say the same exact thing to her. And she actually hears me and understands what the hell I'm saying. She's like, oh, okay, well, it sounds like potentially your phone isn't activated because if everything he did didn't work, that's tends to be the case.
He ain't do what he was supposed
to do. Right. Well, neither of the two previous persons did what they were supposed to do.
Right.
So she walked me through getting a couple numbers, and she went ahead and took care of that for me, and everything was roses and lilies after that.
See, no, my attitude still would have been on 10.
No, fuck them. No, fuck them guys, because I was made whole. I had what I paid for was working the way that it was supposed.
You know what you didn't get though back
the satisfaction
that time.
Well, realistically, he only wasted like five minutes of my time, really.
And that 5 minutes, you could have been trying out them 5 cameras.
You stupid. You stupid.
A minute of camera.
Like realistically, it would have only been a waste of time had I gone back to him to get it done, because it would have been the time that it took, for me to get back to him. But realistically, he only wasted like the 5 minutes of my time that he argued me down that they don't do that.
Well, what about the fact that you had to call them people and sit through that shit, and then you had to call your moms and all that? I count all.
I didn't call her. When do I not want to go see my moms?
No, that's true. But did you plan on going?
No, not at all. But special surprise pop-ups are sometimes better than planned ones.
I suppose, but I still.
Listen.
It's still bad.
I am not the gloomy gray cloud that you are.
Listen,
I know people like to put it in that same category.
My cloud is not gray, it's red.
Okay.
Red and
those
black.
Are people those are people who don't actually know who I am.
That's true.
That's not I'm not that person. So like my time that was wasted by him specifically was that 5 minutes that he spent swearing me down that they don't do the shit that I have an email from your company
So
telling me to do.
To me, that doubles the time. Just that.
All right, I'll give him 10. I'll give him 10.
Just that right there.
That's fine. I'll say 10 minutes. That's fine. But
I'll read your email, but we don't do that, nigga.
Right?
How you
like, yo? What? How? Why do you assume that this is the case? Like, he's a person. He's a person.
Yeah.
There was information from an authority that he knew already.
Yeah.
That even if he read it, it wouldn't be true.
Right.
He's a person.
Right.
He's a human being. That's all.
Well, it's time for him to stop being a human being and start being a human doing. Okay. What the fuck you asked him to? Like the fuck?
Okay.
I'm so sick of these.
That was clever.
I'll
give you points for that.
So sick of these damn apes.
Nah,
everywhere.
Listen, it is what it is.
It up.
But on the bright side, this phone is absolutely ridiculous. Like I said, I haven't had a new phone in like 3 years. So what I will say is I absolutely hate. Remember how we were talking about new computers?
Yeah.
And you were like, you hate the process.
I hate the process of setting up all my shit into another house. It's like moving
and
to
I
another
was
house.
And I was like, nah, I love that shit.
Yeah, you're weird. Yeah. Weird.
With this motherfucker? Nope. Nope. Not with phones. With computers, I love it. With phones,
excuse me. That phone is a computer. Look,
yeah, it is, but it ain't the same thing. It ain't the same thing, my guy.
But now, it's not the same thing, but it does a lot of the same things. And now,
absolutely.
At least now, you get to feel a small fraction of my pain.
Nigga, you about to need a new phone.
That's true. And I hate that too. But I know Eddie doesn't feel my pain. How could he? He comes from Miami-Dade. He lived in a big old house. They had money like that on a yacht every goddamn morning. But you at least get to feel my pain. Or switching over that phone.
Human. Yes, that was a slur. I'm sorry.
That was a slur.
I'm sorry for all the children listening.
That was clearly a slur right there.
Yo, this thing is amazing. Like, there's a couple things that I wanted to do simply because I had never done it. Partially avoiding the poor text, but again, simply because I had never done it. Like I said, I never had an official, case from them, the built for the shit.
Right.
I always used to get third-party shit because
you want to be difficult.
Well, here's the thing. Oftentimes, when you care to do the research, the OEM should be way more expensive than it needs to be.
I am certain that's true because I know about markups and I know how much they can mark something up for how much it actually costs to make. But, and maybe this is just my experience with gaming, typically third-party controllers are trash. And
I'll give you that.
That's why.
But when I
tend to reference
this is the difference. This is the difference. Third party depends on how technical you're being with the term third party, right?
That's true.
Because
that's true.
My Xbox controller is, from some people's definition, a third party controller to my PC.
Right. Oh, facts.
So but the Xbox controller is probably the best controller for a PC.
It works better than the ones that they claim. These are PC gaming controllers.
Right.
Yeah, because I use the Xbox controller too. And I've never owned an Xbox.
Right.
I literally went and bought an Xbox controller. And
it just works so well with the computer.
Well, Microsoft. But
yeah, absolutely.
This is an old one.
Yeah, don't matter.
It
just works.
Yeah.
It just works.
Yeah.
But so with this, listen, the case was expensive, but it wasn't. I would have never. There was a $40 option, a $20 option, a $40 option, and an $80 option.
Right.
I would never have spent the money on the $40 option or the $20 option.
Word.
Because there are comparable options from third parties that offer the same exact functionality as those two options.
Right.
The reason I spent the money on this one is because, again, the S Pen. But it has a holder for the S Pen. The thing is, with the phone, it's compatible with the S Pen, but it doesn't have any ways to put it because it doesn't come with a fucking S Pen. So you would have to keep up with your phone and keep up with this S Pen, which is large in comparison to a stylus, but it's a small piece of machinery.
Right.
So keeping up with that shit is like annoying as fuck. So now that I have somewhere to actually put it, I'm like, all right, cool. I can work with this. This works. And it has this little thing, the little slot, and you can't really see. Hold up. I hit the wrong button. There you go. You see the little status updates and whatnot. I don't gotta open it. I mean, you see it.
You see it.
Yeah, so again, that was yesterday. I didn't really get time to like dig into the phone yet. I haven't even tested the camera because I could have, but I was fucking around with those human beings that I call friends.
Those umans.
Yeah, and the motley crew of human beings. But anyway, I'm happy, kind of. It was a bittersweet thing.
I feel you.
Because I really didn't want this phone. Not that I said that wrong. The phone that I actually wanted was a different phone that is not out yet. I had no thoughts on this phone. Right. But once I got to the store and looked at the specs and looked at all that, I'm like, oh, I can do this.
Right.
I can absolutely do this. But yeah, I think that's everything. That's probably not everything. But oh no, that's not everything. Oh my God. Yo. Shout out to Gets. Gets made a post. I don't even know if I still have it. Gets made a post on Facebook sometime last week. And it was something. Let me see. I got it. I still got it. We got it. We gotta touch this. I was going to skip it, but we absolutely have to address this.
I think I may know which post you're talking about, but
I'm fairly certain you know the post I'm talking about, but I don't know if you like went. I don't think you went in.
Nah, I watched other people doing it, and sometimes self-care is self-care. You know what I'm saying? Right. And if I had time to do other shit, but not time to really go, because people are so fucking stupid.
Well, here's the thing. We just recently spoke about on the show how I hadn't gotten into. I got it. I hadn't gotten to any issues with anybody on my new Facebook. I hadn't had one debate on my new Facebook.
Right.
And I came across this post. And again, shout out to Gats. He shared somebody's tweet. And the tweet says, I wish people feared their sons being pedophiles, rapists, or being abusive as much as they fear them being gay.
No, they more fear their daughters being loose.
Yeah, that too.
Fast.
Right.
Then they fear their sons being that. Yeah.
So Gas caption, dead ass, y'all morals out of whack.
Like facts. A motherfucker. Like a motherfucker.
So here comes this He-Man woman hater.
Never fails.
Most pedophiles and rapists are gay. This is why we as men don't like it. Majority of the LGBT is a result of molestation and rape.
Yo, when I saw that comment, I said to myself, first of all, what era did he drag himself out of with them old ass dime store arguments and reasoning?
I said, yo, this is
we know life. So much more now. And it's like, yo, what the it's like a motherfucker sitting there arguing with you that the world is flat. It's like, come on, nigga, we know so much more now. Like
I felt an old feeling come back over me that I had not long felt.
The hyena. You felt the call of the hyena.
I heard cackling.
Yeah.
behind me, and I was like, you know what?
You heard somebody
Chill
go,
out.
Mufasa. Ooh.
Nah, I was like, you know what? Chill out. I don't know, dude. Never seen him before.
I've seen him post, but I don't know him. I've seen him post on Gat stuff before, but I don't know.
Yeah. I'm like, this Gat's post. I ain't gonna start no shit on Gat's post.
Yeah.
And I still didn't start no shit on Gat's post.
Right.
But by the time I had seen it, there had already been some people replying.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, bet. So I'm looking through and just, putting a laughing emoji on every single one of his dumbass comments.
So stupid.
So I left it alone after that. I'd gone through, put my laughing emojis and dipped out. Ain't said a word. Adequate's trouble starting as
shit.
My almost namesake. He comes on this bitch. And I think he tagged me.
He did. I'm saying it now. Like, I missed all this whole exchange. I didn't even go back. I missed all of this.
He came in and he says, "Oh, buddy was serious. Y'all already dragged him, so applause." And then I'm like, "All right, cool. I see that."
He went, "No, they didn't."
And I said to him, "I'm like, yo, I stayed in spectator role for this one. They handled everything well." And then this motherfucker, the original dude, has decides to tag me and say, no, they didn't. No one addressed the topic but me. They all sound butthurt off of a true statement. Google it. It's on the LGBT website. Anybody with half a brain that's listening to this, that understands, that is enlightened enough to understand the whole persecution and hate and underprivileged people, marginalized people. And notice I'm saying people. I'm not just talking about LGBT people. Of any ilk, of any situation where you happen to be the underdog in that situation.
You happen to live in a society where you are part of a group that is
ostracized,
historical underdog. Yeah, historical
underdog.
Right.
If you understand those dynamics, then you understand that there is no way, there's zero chance that any official website that has anything to do with one of these groups is going to agree with a sentiment like he just said.
No.
So this was one of the rare instances that I'm afforded where I could be like a lot of you. And when I say you, I'm not talking about our everyday listeners. I'm talking about the people we fuss about.
Right.
I had the rare opportunity to feel good about being like one of you. I can make a definitive claim without actually checking the source.
Right.
I could say to him, I have no idea. I said, does it say the word most? And regardless of what the specific wording of the statement is, the context is important. Their statement that the individuals are being assaulted because they are LGBT. Your statement implies that they are LGBT because they were assaulted.
Right.
There's no way.
There's no correlation.
No way. There is zero chance that any official website that is associated with them is going to say that this is something that's widely caused by rape and molestation. Because what are the connotations there? Is that this is a disease.
Right.
This is something that's not right.
This is a mental disease, which they used to have in the psychological handbook.
They used to.
And they took them out. They took it out.
So here he comes all big and bad. He just know he got me. He posts a screenshot. He kept the files.
Nah, but
he posted a screenshot.
Even I gotta say, even with the screenshot he posted, it's horse shit. It's horse shit because it's not saying what he said.
It also close to what he said.
There's not a link. There's just a screenshot there.
And here's the thing: this literally could have come from anywhere.
Yes,
you are right. There is no link.
So that's horse shit.
But I didn't even go that far because it wasn't even necessary. I'm like, what his screenshot says is 44%
didn't say what he said,
and 61% of bisexual women experience rape, physical violence, or stalking by an intimate partner. compared to 35% of straight women. 26% of gay men and 37% of bisexual men experience rape, physical violence, or stalking by an intimate partner, compared to 29% of straight men.
What does that, first of all, what does that show you about him? He don't understand how numbers work, and he can barely read.
Words. Yeah.
Whatever. Like, yo, man.
His statement, for anyone that's forgotten, was that most LGBT people are that way because they were rape or molestation.
Yeah.
This statement that he's sharing specifically says that these cases that they're talking about are from intimate partners, which means they were already in the LGBT community.
Yes.
So this is not causation.
As a matter of fact, one might even be able to argue that you pulled those numbers out of your ass in regards to making the point you have failed to make.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with anything that you just said. And this the part that bothers me. The arrogant ignorance. Look, y'all. Look. All of us are ignorant about certain things. Absolutely. All of us are. My issue is the arrogant ignorance, the type of person that doesn't know dick about what they're talking about.
You know you're right, though.
But you can't, and they got the hearty little tone with the see, it's about facts. Nigga.
Yo. He says to imply straight men would want a rapist son before a gay son is absurd. Number one, that was not the implication.
No.
That was his inference.
Again, the same way he inferred. And mind you, the same brain that picked that screenshot to put on there is the same brain that
He says, I simply stated that rape culture is more prevalent in the gay community. Again,
that's not true either. But
give me the numbers.
He don't have them.
I know. And he says, because I don't know a father that wouldn't want a great human as a child, but most men don't want a gay son.
You're missing
the point. May overlook other bad qualities, but a rapist son, I'd kill him myself.
Again, yo, it's so many batshit crazy things in what he just said there. You said I'd kill him myself. So you basically juxtapose this most men shit to you.
Yeah.
What you say. Secondly, that's not what the reality of the situation is. There are plenty of people, guys out here, that will defend doing some stuff that is classified as rape.
That's what I was about to. If he would have kept engaging, I would have went there, but he didn't. I said, that's just how you took the original statement.
Yeah.
I see how you could infer that, but you focus way too much on pedophile versus gay. If you look at the statement as a whole and understand all the terms therein,
right,
you'd see that there is validity to it. He says, as a whole, straight versus gay rape, who suffers more? Like, I don't know what the fuck you're asking.
What is he talking about?
I said, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that question means. Are you downplaying the mental repercussions of being raped? Like, I'm not quite sure what he's asking. If he would have responded, he never responded. If he would have responded, I would have asked him if he understood what the fuck rape was.
He doesn't.
Because clearly he doesn't.
Not only doesn't he understand what rape is, by consequence of that, he doesn't understand what consent is.
Right.
So his whole shit is he all fucked up out there in these streets. And I've said this numerous times, but you want to know why women don't come out and say nothing?
Right. This type of shit. This type of shit right here.
Right there.
I'm like,
and this other thing that killed me about that, some of these guys running around here with these strong ass opinions about rape, and they'll say shit like, no, we ain't with that, we'll kill somebody. Motherfucker, you won't even sit your dumb ass down and listen to what the woman is saying.
Right.
But you sitting here trying to convince me, yourself, and anybody else who would listen that you so against rape. but you do things that defend and shield rapists from being held accountable.
Yep.
Fuck out of here, nigga. Niggas kill me, man.
It was this other dumbass on the post trying to explain how it was easier for men to rape women than women to rape men to Frank. Right. And I feel like Frank took care of that.
Big Frank. Big Frank Copeland. Don't do it. That's the other thing that killed me. I met Big Frank one time when we performed out in Seattle. He came. It's the reason why I call him Big Frank. There is a picture. Wow. There is a picture somewhere in the quantum foam of my Facebook page of me and him and somebody else after that performance. I'm standing. He makes me look like a child.
I mean, you might as well not be standing.
Right. Just like a child. Big Frank is a bouncer. Right. He's been throwing motherfuckers the fuck out for a lot of years. You say, what? I would love to see, dude. If he'd have said that shit when Frank's standing there.
Oh, no, that's a different story.
Nigga.
Listen.
Shit.
Frank I know you know, but for those that don't know, Frank had a traumatic experience when he was younger that literally pushed him towards defending people that are being bullied for the rest of his life.
He don't play that shit.
Yeah,
Frank don't play that shit.
And it's like, yo, like the dude was like, you see a man, it's easier. He said something to the effect of, it's easier to put something inside of a hole than it is for that hole. And I'm like, you're just woefully obtuse, not purposely.
No. That's part of it. But hear me well. I don't know how old that nigga is. But I will almost guarantee you he comes from near or adjacent to Meyer.
You talking about key and lock
yes.
Key and lock analogy.
Yes, because the shit he up there saying is almost verbatim.
Yeah.
The shit that I heard growing up.
Yeah. No,
my issue is not that you were taught that. My issue is that we've learned so much since then. But you haven't. And it leads me to ask the question, did they store your ass in a time capsule? Were you locked the fuck up?
This is what he said. As for rape, that's just a physical thing. It's easier to shove your desire into a hole than defeat the man's natural penial retraction when afraid. You have to feed him Viagra, drug him, or take advantage of him.
Oh my God.
It's a human thing. It's basic predatory fuck shit. Also, fun fact, all social predatory animals engage in a form of rape or homosexuality. 100%, one or the other, all of them. What are humans? This was him trying to over logic the situation.
Yeah.
That's really what it was. He was trying to over logic the situation.
Yo, at the risk of sounding redundant, you know we watching y'all, right?
I mean, listen. It's clear that they don't care at this point. It's clear, yo. It's obvious. Like when I had to tell old dude because he thought he took the fact that he was everybody's jester in the situation. He took that to mean he was winning.
Yeah,
I had to explain to him like, no, people aren't arguing the point with you because you've already established that you are fact resistant.
Yes. Absolutely.
They have no desire to have that original conversation with you. Now they're just going to cajole you.
Yeah. Right now, you're just going to be a ping pong ball.
That's it.
Fuck out of here, nigga. They're gonna be backhanding the shit out you the whole time.
None of them are any longer
interested in engaging. Engaging with you.
I'm different.
It's different. What's
you
that shit
could
DNA
not
say?
Deal with your own failure. And where did that bring you? To me. Buddy stopped responding, so it didn't get to endgame.
Yeah, it's been 3 days. It's over.
Yeah, it's over. You're not gonna say nothing else. But it was interesting dipping my toe back in the pool for a hot second.
Yeah,
felt good. It felt good being back in that.
I bet.
But
back in that bag.
I don't need it.
Too busy. Niggas too busy. Niggas too busy for a lot of that.
I'm not about to go join a bunch of groups where like that could possibly happen more often. No.
People are fucking dumb, yo.
If I happen to come across it, I happen to come across it. If not, I'm good.
People are fucking dumb.
People are very many things. Anyway, sad news, ladies and gentlemen.
Sad news indeed.
Clown Prince of Hip Hop, Biz Markie, dead at 57. Biz Markie, the rapper best known for his iconic wail over the 80s classic Just a Friend, died at a tragically young age of 57. Marquie's manager, Jenny Izumi, confirmed he died on Friday in a statement sent to USA Today. It is with profound sadness that we announce this evening, with his wife Tara by his side, hip-hop pioneer Biz Markie peacefully passed away. We are grateful for the many calls and prayers of support that we have received during this difficult time, the statement read. Biz created a legacy of artistry that will forever be celebrated by his industry peers and his beloved fans whose lives he was able to touch through music spanning over 35 years. He leaves behind a wife, many family members, and close friends who will miss his vibrant personality, constant jokes, and frequent banter. Markie, born Marcel Theo Hall, had suffered from type 2 diabetes. He was hospitalized for several weeks in July 2020 due to complications from the disease and began suffering medical issues earlier this month, which led to incorrect reports of his death to circulate. At the time, his family had said that he was under medical care, surrounded by professionals while working hard to provide the best health care possible. Marquie's 1989 platinum-selling top 10 hit, Just a Friend, became a pop culture staple throughout the decades. Whether it's commercials, TV shows, movies, it's practically impossible not to have heard that piano melody at least once. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, reflecting on the song's 30th anniversary, he explained that the song was rooted in real-life experiences. I was talking to this girl, first girl I ever talked to, and every time I would call out to California, a dude would pick up and hand her the phone. I'd be like, yo, what's up with him? She said. Oh, he's just a friend. He's nobody. And I came out there a week early just to surprise her, and she's tongue kissing somebody. And I caught her. So instead of me fighting, I put the pen into the pen and wrote it out. In addition to his musical career, Markie did voiceover work in shows like SpongeBob SquarePants, made guest appearances in the children's television show Yo Gabba Gabba, and hosted a daytime show on Sirius XM's LL Cool J's Rock the Bells radio channel. He was truly one of those guys that brought a smile to your face anytime you saw him in something. He brought a goofy, delightful energy to whatever he touched, truly earning his title as Clown Prince of Hip Hop. He will be missed.
Yeah, it sucks. The thing about Biz Markie is, to keep it 100 with you, I was not a huge fan.
Right.
Because around the time when he came out, I took my hip hop offerings overly serious.
He wasn't doing the type of music that you.
He wasn't no type of music. But every time I would see him, he put a smile on your face. It's Markie. Right. And pioneer legendary status. He's been affiliated with some of the key early moments in hip hop that are stamped up in here, right? So he became what I like to refer to as an ascend, as short for essential. He's a hip hop essential. He's his caricature and the music that he did. It's something that's just part of the fabric of what hip hop is.
Absolutely,
it's fabric of hip hop.
It was necessary.
It's necessary. I never ever caught any situation with him in public in media or anything that destroyed the image of who he was as just a cool guy.
A lot of those.
And we seen people talk themselves out of legendary status in my eyes, doing that, saying shit, and it's like I'm seeing more of you than I probably should have.
Right.
And that's causing me to dislike you and to look at your contributions to this differently. Right. I never had that with Biz Markie his entire time that he's been in the public eye in the hip hop culture. He's never done anything like this. So over the course of time, you know, he gets more and more favorable looking.
Yeah.
Because he became an elder statesman during a golden era of the music. So his passing, really, for real, him being found out he was that sick.
Yeah.
For me, I feel away. This is a slice of that time of my life that's gone.
Yeah.
And somebody, I think Nas posted on Instagram a short clip of him, and this must have been a fairly recent thing before he got sick really bad, in front of a crowd of people, house full of people, wasn't even doing his own music. He was up there, and they had them play the theme from Cheers, and he led the crowd into singing that. And when it was done, the crowd still cheering. He turned around and walked off the stage, and that, to me, was like that imagery. The whole thing to that was the equivalent of a performer saying, "See ya. It's been real."
Yeah.
So that's how I see that. Like I said, he will definitely be missed because of what he meant to the culture, and as you can see, what he meant to people in his personal life. Just going off, what they're saying. Like, I know guys like him, always got a joke in their mouth, always, and they seem immortal. He gonna always be here to do blah blah blah.
Right.
Nah.
Yeah.
So, condolences to his family and friends, personal family and friends, and rest in peace, Biz Markie.
Man,
sucks.
Yeah,
it's 57 years young. That's young. Motherfuckers living the 80s and shit now. That's
it's a difference between like the stuff that people would say about the younger generation music that people like, oh, it's for the kids. Yep. There's a difference between that and somebody who was genuinely fun and their music was fun. It was fun because you could dance to the beat that they
it's not it.
No, his music was fun.
Yeah.
So there's a huge difference there. So that's a big hit. That's a big loss.
It's
a big loss. Yeah, just RIP Biz Markie, and definitely condolences to his peoples. His close loved ones and all that other good stuff. From one tragedy to a travesty, if you will.
Yes.
Juveniles Vex That Thing Up is a public service announcement. I posted this video on my Facebook page when I saw it. And at the time, I didn't really have the words to express how I really felt about it.
Over here chuckling in true school hip hop. Go ahead.
I'm gonna do the article first before I Before I get into that, New Orleans hip hop legend told Vice why he felt a responsibility to turn Back That Ass Up into a new message for pandemic times. Juvenile's 1998 multi-platinum hit Back That Ass Up, featuring Manny Fresh and Lil Wayne, was already a public service announcement. Its purpose concisely described in the title. In 2021, the track has been repurposed for pandemic times as Vax That Thing Up, complete with a throwback music video shot in Atlanta that pays homage to the original with a new health-focused message featuring new verses from Juvenile, Manny Fresh, and in place of Lil Wayne, No Limit Records No Records rapper, and the mama of Southern Gangster Rap, Mia X. The song makes an appeal that vaccination can improve the dating experience, rather than shaming listeners into submission. Some highlights: Juvenile makes it rain COVID-19 vaccination cards. They're using the word highlights very loosely. And Mia X says, go get the shot if you want to hook up with some dude named Scott. The idea was to remix Back That Ass Up and use it as a way to put out awareness to people that look like me to go out there and get vaccinated. Juvenile told Vice, if you want to go out there and date, I think the person that you're dating, especially if you want to use an online service, I think you might want to make sure if they're vaccinated or not. The idea for the song came from Majority, an ad agency co-founded by Shaq, and BLK, a dating app for Black singles, featured prominently in the music video. And it says in parentheses, the BLK app is where you can find some dude named Scott. The two companies want to appeal to the young adult population, which is trailing in vaccination rates compared to other age groups. I tried to get through this article. Let me.
This does that?
Hold up. Stop. Shush. In 1999, for the vast majority of 1999, I was 11. Listen. You know how music, at least hip hop, has tended to work. Generally, the people in the age group that are making it, this has changed recently, but generally in the people who are in the age group that are making it may be intending to make it for their age group, but the age group under them is who it really affects.
I would say that's probably still close to being true.
But the only difference is now a lot of them may have started younger.
Oh yeah,
like
that's probably true.
Being mainstream. That's probably a lot of them have been getting more popular younger.
That's probably true.
It kind of bleeds between their generation and the generation.
Absolutely.
So that being said, the song came out in 1999. That's when it was at its, not even at its peak, because it's one of those classics that just keeps going throughout time. Anytime anyone in my generation hears Cash Money Records taking over for the 99 and the 2000, it automatically becomes a thing. Here's the issue with that. I'm 33. There are some older people who are age averse that want to put me in the category of a young adult. And what I would say to them is the closest reach that you have to being anywhere adjacent would be to say that I'm on the high end,
right.
If not just outside of the category of young adult.
Nigga, you're 33.
I'm 33.
To show you the contrast, when I worked at the Sizzler's restaurant, one of the brothers there that worked there, one of the servers there that worked there, he was younger than you are now, actually. He was like 31 or some shit. And he seemed old to us.
Right. So, given that this song, the original one, that is about sex and twerking and all, so it shouldn't have been for me. But again, we've established that.
Yes.
That's how music worked.
Right.
More so then, but still now, just right. It was a little more prevalent then.
Right.
That message ain't going to your age group. They in it, but it's going to the generation below. What makes you think? Okay, I'm sorry. In addition to that, I'm sorry. I apologize. There are 3 people in this song. Mia X has never had a hit record. Her. She's been a part of some.
Right.
Her.
Right.
Manny Fresh, as a solo act, has never had a hit record. He's been a part of some, clearly, because he was a part of this one. He had hit records with Big Timers. He had hit records with Wayne. But him on his own has never had a hit record. Juvenile hasn't had a hit record since the early 2000s. What makes you think that these are the names that are going to get that youth?
Yeah. I just don't know why they did that.
Somebody, just like I talked to Felicia Rashad last week, I'm going to say to Shaq. I'm going to say to BLK. I'm going to say to Juvenile. I'm going to say to Manny Fresh. I'm going to say to Mia X. There should have been a millennial or even someone younger involved in this, because they would have let you know that if that is your intention, this is not the direction. But anyway, let me finish this article. I did read that. All right. If I'm going to use my song for something, why not use it for something positive and get to help out people that I see every day? Giving I told Vice of rebooting a classic track. I really owe it to them to be that person to step out there first and say, look, I got vaccinated. I think it's a good idea for me to go get vaccinated. Juvenile anticipated some pushback for making a pro-vaccine song, but he's already dealt with the debate in his own life.
Stop that for ho. You know how far afield we are as a society when Juvenile says he anticipated pushback for making a pro-vaccine song.
Oh, yes.
You motherfuckers are
we're done. No, we're lost.
You're terrible.
Coincidentally, it's the only thing he was right about. Anyway, I have been having this argument with a few people already before. BLK called me to do the vaccination campaign. He said, the COVID-19 death toll in the U.S. is over 605,000 people.
That's more people than died in the Civil War.
Yeah. And the global pandemic death count exceeds 4 million people. Data from the CDC shows that Black people and other people of color are far more likely to die from coronavirus, which is part of the reason Juvenile wanted to pitch in. The people that's getting affected the most are people that look like me, he said. So I felt it's time for me to step up and be in the forefront and be the person to tell my folks, hey, man, when you were a kid, when your mama got ready to take you to school, we all had to get shots. That's why I went on and got a shot. My family got a shot, and we're all living and moving around very well. The 46, let me repeat this. 46, let me repeat this. 46-year-old rapper who received the Moderna vaccine.
Listen,
also hopes,
that's a rough one right there, boy.
Also hopes the song can help change some minds or at least encourage people to learn more. I would be really satisfied if they just get educated on it. In a statement, Manny Fresh shared the same sentiment. I did this project because I wanted to educate my people and I wanted us to live. Aside from a civic duty to spread vaccine awareness, creating the video was also a hit of nostalgia for Juvenile and many freshman year X. Juvenile noted similar details from both videos, like the water slicked asphalt, which took him back. It reminded me of when we shot the original Back That Ass Up video. It came out great, man. We feel like we're the old schoolers. There's so many millennials out here right now. We just enjoyed ourselves. All right, so the reason that I'm happy that I saw the video when I saw it, because had I saw it earlier, we would have talked about it last week, and my position would have been a lot different because I had questions that I didn't have answers to, and that wouldn't have stopped me from talking about it because it was so fucking egregious and ridiculous.
Yes.
But after I got the information that I got, well, it started a video on Comedy Hype. Godfrey called them sellouts.
Godfrey's hilarious.
Godfrey called them sellouts for doing this. And the video that I was watching was a response to Godfrey, reaction to Godfrey and to the video itself. And they were discussing it, and that brought me. So a quick behind the scenes, behind the curtain.
Deal with your own failure.
Well, no, listen. A quick behind the scenes. A lot. I've said it often on here. I'm an observer. That's what I do. So a lot of the stuff, the material for the show, I get from checking out what happened, but then also listening to other people talk about what happened. Because
get the lay of the land.
When I see what they think, it may give me clarity on something. It may give me more questions that I want to ask, or any of that type stuff. And, that's how we end up turning it into a whole episode. So I have the mixedest, and I know that's not a word, but I have the mixedest of feelings about this whole situation after I got more facts.
Do tell.
At the end of the day, it makes me happy that we have someone out here that is like, y'all bugging. Get the shot. Why? Because all of your reasons for not getting it, not all, most of your reasons for not getting it are ridiculous.
And we heard them before.
And we've heard them before from other things that have occurred and have not done what you said they were going to do.
Hey guys, December 21st,
right?
2000.
The Mayans.
Didn't happen.
Didn't happen. World's still here. That was a good 9 years. Well, almost 9 years ago.
The Y2K thing.
Yeah, didn't happen. Now that was the most legitimate. I'll give them that because
it was the most rooted in the idea that made
in logic.
Yeah,
right. Because the idea that computers weren't programmed with the foresight to understand that a new millennium was coming. Fine. I'll give you the premise.
The premise. Where they failed is, did you really think that engineers wasn't going to have something?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'll give you the premise. But like I said,
fucking chicken little ass niggas.
I mean, really though. But anyway, it gives me a great feeling to realize that these motherfuckers really do care about this shit and are like, yo, y'all bugging. Look, let me be an example, that type thing. What I didn't know
before, was a bad example because he took Moderna.
Shut up.
Yo, that shit,
what I didn't know before,
hard.
What I didn't know before that I'm glad I found out when I watched that video. Well, I actually didn't have the answer when I watched that video. But it was a question that popped up that I was kind of wondering about, but it made it stick out to me when I watched that video. Like, somebody said, because they were asked if they thought that Juvie was a sellout for doing this, and their response was, "I only think he's a sellout if he didn't get vaccinated." And I said, yo, yeah, that makes sense. I get where you're coming from.
Because basically,
let me find out if he took the shot or not. Because if he didn't, that makes everything worse. Yeah. That legitimately makes everything worse. But then I found out that he did get the shot. And that was his idea behind it. I got it. It's helping me. It's helping my family. Maybe I can help my people. Noble. However, everything else about this was wrong. Literally everything else.
It's all right. So I gotta say, because right now I'm in my Tony Montana, Scarface routine with all of this shit. That piece of shit there, I never liked it.
Okay.
Never trusted it. For all I know, he had me set up. I had my friend Angel Menendez. Okay. There's a part of me that finds this extremely humorous.
Right.
Because I feel like it's the revenge of letting that shit be something. Good. I'm glad.
Right.
But then there's also a part of me that hears him talk about why he did it.
Right.
Where it's like, as far as I'm concerned, these are the positions I've had about this shit.
Yeah.
The fact is, almost everybody you know that you went to school with has been vaccinated. And the few percentile that haven't, because of medical reasons or whatever, that does not change the fact, the vast majority of people you know in your life. And I watched for years as a small fringe group of anti-vaxxers made up shit and tried to pretend that it was prevalent when you can clearly see in your everyday life, each and every one of you hairless apes see in your life as an example that the vast majority of the people you know from family, friends, romantic entanglements have been vaccinated.
Yo, this is the time when your anecdotal evidence will help you.
Exactly, because it's not just yours. But y'all don't want to be honest about it because motherfuckers have this thing with them where they get these ideas in their head that come from people that are horribly wrong and horribly misinformed and have maybe even an agenda at mind. And they're really good at promoting the shit. So for a long time, and I saw this happen with the flat earth shit too, by the way. For a long time, it was a fringe group of people that were anti-vax. They had websites, they had little books, little pamphlets, they had their little conferences and all this other shit. But it was a small percentage of people. Why? Because the average person, like you just said, had actual useful anecdotal evidence now. And was like, man, y'all bugging.
Right.
Y'all bugging. But to show you that even with the fact that the internet was touted as this boon to humanity, we now get to disseminate information at a faster rate than any other time in human history. We went from smoke signals, beating on drums, blowing horns, to the internet.
Yeah.
Right? And we looked at that like it was a good thing, right? There were some things in between, but yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And what we've actually discovered is, no, this is used for the dissemination of misinformation.
Well, what it is
far more often, because that's what people go to. They run to that.
Are you going to hand a hammer to a carpenter or to a hitman?
If you hand a hammer to a hitman, he finna kill your ass with it.
Right.
The thing
is nothing but the newest tool.
That's it.
That we had at our disposal.
That's
it's
it.
Only as good as the person using it.
But the thing is, we have a precedent for how people are going to use it. Look.
Oh no, this wasn't news. I mean,
when they first split the atom, It wasn't because they figured, hey, we could power our electrical plants with this. It was because we going to blow some shit up with it. There's a precedent set that humans have for the longest time. We know. So anytime you get it in your head about some new tech that's about to come out, some stuff they working on now, they're going to sell it to you as we can use it for this positive thing, that positive thing. But your experience as a ape on this planet should tell you what people are going to eventually use it for and what's going to be more prevalent. And as I scroll through the landscape of social media, I see what y'all using this for.
Thanks.
That handkerchief that they made for you to wipe your brow with, wipe off something on the table. Seen you motherfuckers turn that into a gang flag. Y'all gonna use it for what you're gonna use it for. You are agents of chaos. You represent that. You are the anthropomorphication of it. And no matter what the fuck we got these. We got these. And I see you motherfuckers calling me on some. Shut up. Shut up.
You see the
look,
cameras?
It's still the same. You see it?
Nah, you see the cameras? 1, 2, 3.
This nigga is ridiculous. Look, we know I got scam likely hitting my nigga. Instagram the other day. I think I showed you this, yes. SPJ.
Yeah.
Some goofy motherfucker created a account on Instagram under the name of my father-in-law.
Right.
And he hit me up. How you doing? I said, cool, I'm fine. And then he got to talking, but right in the midst of that early exchange, he started talking about some shit about some program about money and getting the phone over this, that, and that. This is not the first time this has happened to me. Motherfuckers have attempted that. And I humored them for a while. And I started asking them questions they couldn't possibly know answers to because they're not that person. Before I then lay the hammer down.
Thanks.
Right? That's one small example of what motherfuckers are doing with this shit. Because earlier in the show, SBJ talked about that thread on Get's page. I see what y'all using this for. At the risk of sounding redundant, you know we watching y'all, right? We watching y'all.
Most of the LGBT community is a result of rape and molestation.
Y'all gonna use whatever tools y'all can to be one thing, and that is most assuredly human.
Trash. Yeah. Well, synonym.
Same thing. Garbage, human, whatever. So I am not surprised.
Is that a cat?
That is a cat playing with a crinkle ball. Over by the couch.
I heard the jingle bells.
The jingling-lings, right?
Yeah.
Y'all gonna use this shit for that. So now, because anti-vaxxers have this tool, it's a perfect storm. They got the tool and they got the circumstance. The tool and the circumstance. What's the circumstance? Well, we had a pandemic. We still actually have one. We're in the middle of a pandemic. So that makes their conversation relevant. You have a bunch of suspicion because let's call a spade a spade. The governments of the world be on some bullshit. They just do. It's just what it is. And we've seen numerous examples of that. So much so that now their credibility has been shaken to the core. Then you have this overwhelming feeling of helplessness amongst the populace, that nothing they do matters, that what they need is not a priority to the people that's in power to have the authority and the resources to help them with it, that they're being ignored. So when you add all of those things together, this feeling of hopelessness, this feeling of distrust of institutions. You put all this together, and then you got a bunch of goofy motherfuckers that then had years to compile myth after misunderstanding, after legend, after falsehood into a package that may have a tiny percentage of truth.
You forgot Boondangle.
Boondangle. It's got a small percentage of truth in it. This was the perfect environment for their talking points, for their myths and legends and stories to be pushed to the forefront. And then with the internet being what it is, and with the state of humanity being what it is, fear is a main driving point for most things humans do. Fear of being alone, fear of getting sick, fear of being hurt, fear of being broke, fear of being stalked, fear of people finding out things about you you don't want them to find out. You add all of this shit together, this was the perfect storm for anti-vaxxers to make their power move. This is their power play.
It was a cocktail.
Yeah, cocktail. I don't know how delicious it was, but people drinking that shit. Yeah, people drinking that shit. Yo. So, like, I'm not surprised at any of this at all, but it's still scary as a motherfucker because y'all gonna do this shit. One of these things, it may not be this one, it could be the next one. One of these things is going to be what takes y'all out.
Likely.
One of these things is going to be what takes y'all out because you can't get a handle on it. You can't get a handle on it. Nothing right now, me or SPJ will say. If this video, if the audio of this even gets into a wide circulation amongst people who believe that sort of stuff, it won't matter. Nothing will put a dent in their head. Right now, if in years to come, when they listen to this, if they listen to this, they somehow find it, they're going to hear the words we're saying, and they're going to be like, oh, they just didn't know. So they was misinformed. And right, they are it's so funny how these anti-vaxxers are inoculated against facts.
I hate you.
It's funny how that works.
On that note, he just dropped the bar. On that note, moving on, the baby. This is.
Did I ever tell you how much I don't like that name? But go ahead.
Okay. This is crazy to me. I don't understand. But anyway, the baby refusing to pay $200 to kids selling candy sparks waves of memes. The baby is going viral after a video of him refusing to pay $200 to kids selling candy went viral. The rapper has inspired a wave of memes and jokes and became a trending topic on Twitter on Wednesday after he was filmed buying candy from some kids who charged him a hefty sum. The Charlotte, North Carolina performer, whose given name is Jonathan Lindell Kirk, took to Instagram to share footage of the two teens who said they were raising money for a fundraiser. The video shows the Masterpiece hitmaker surprises two boys when he jumps out of his van and asks one of the boys how much for the whole box of Skittles. The child responded, $200, prompting an incredulous reaction from the rapper. He then asked the second kid how much for his box, and he also replies $200. The rapper proceeds to give the kids a math lesson, asking, all right, how much money is in the box? Later concluding, it ain't even $200. It's not even $100. It's $68. In the end, the baby gave each of the teens $2 and said in his caption that the kids blew it, but urged them to keep hustling. Getting back into his vehicle, the rapper says, you got to use your head. You tried to play me. He added, I was going to bless you anyway. You would have gotten $200, but now you got $2. Y'all be good. Once back inside, the rapper said he too used to sell candy as a kid and joked, come on, man, quit playing with me. The clip has gone viral with legions of fans joking about the interaction on Twitter. So there have been a lot of jokes about this, just joking. But a lot of people were legitimately, oh, here it is. However, some have criticized the rapper for being too harsh on the kids. I've seen no less than 20 people say that the baby was teaching those kids a valuable lesson. I'm trying to figure out the lesson he was teaching. Don't scam people is the lesson that he was teaching. Okay. Another added, the baby was using those kids for content, but the kids couldn't use him for coin. Interesting. That's not how that word.
That's funny.
Another one. Not shocked that people are defending the baby. People dream of attaining excess wealth just so they can shit on others. They want their chance at being a rich dick. No.
Listen. Whoa, Brittany, stop. Slow down. Slow down for a second. That's true, except for that's not what this is. But go ahead.
Right. The baby responded. He said, anytime I buy something from somebody else in there, I buy the whole thing, especially when it's kids. I give them the opportunity. Just make it make sense why you want $200 for this. You tell me, man, I usually charge somebody for this for the whole box. I'm just going to charge you $2 all the way down. I'd have looked at him, gave him $1,000. He added, I ain't cuss him out and this and that. I gave them knowledge and bought one piece of candy from each of them and closed the door. Listen, so if the article didn't spell it out, this is basically what happened. He pulled up on these kids. They were selling candy. He asked them what they doing. They said they're selling candy. He basically asked them, how's business going? That he's being cordial. He had a conversation with them and whatnot. So then he gets to, all right, how much you'll charge me for that whole box? And the boy says 200. He said 200. You make that off of this box? And then the boy says something like he make 400 a day or something weird that was wrong. And then he asked the other boy, how much you're charging for your whole box? He said 200. He said, all right, check this. How many candies are in that box? And I can't remember the exact number. He was like 32 or something like that. He was like, all right, how much you charge for an individual one? He said $2. Right. I said, all right, well, if you multiply that, that's not $200.
Nah.
It's just not. It's not even $100.
It's not. So
y'all tried to get me. So he's like, all right, I'm going to buy one from you. And then he gives them each the $2. Right. That is reasonable.
It is reasonable. It's very reasonable. The only thing I will say about that is, first of all, I don't think the baby did anything wrong. Let me put that out. Right. Flat out.
Right.
But people handle shit different.
Sure.
And I think there is room for debate on how individuals may have handled it. But he did nothing wrong, and I don't feel he even did anything for this to have been viral.
No, to be honest, it wasn't egregious.
Yeah, I from what I saw, no. But I'm speaking for me.
Yeah.
I was one of them little dusty kids.
Right.
I'm just saying, I was. I don't know if I'd have been dumb enough to tell that man.
Nigga, $200.
I don't think I would did that, yo. I don't think I did that.
Realistically,
I might have said 50.
Yo, if you would have said, yeah, I make $200 out the box, and you said how many is in there, and you was like, oh, well, it was like 75. That'd have been better.
Yeah.
Then it's like 30. It's like 34. What? Where's your math, sir? What are you?
No. Well, the school systems failed them, but
clearly, and there's no fucking like. At least make it a deal, like I don't know. Yeah.
They saw him. Don't act. First of all,
they knew it was the baby.
Know who he was, right?
Oh, they clearly know.
Let's stop that.
Yeah.
Now,
he had the money in his hand.
This is the other thing. Optics is crazy. Yeah. Because what somebody could do is just literally just take a screenshot of that and see the rich rapper there with the handful of money and the little poor kids right there at the bottom with the box of candy and make him look like the miser, Scrooge, Ebenezer Scrooge, some shit like that, right? So that just as a note to some of you other hip hop artists out there that is making money like that. Hey, yo, the money phones, yo, kill that optic looks kind of crazy, but do what you do anyway. But like I said, I would have totally related those kids. I was them. I was out there doing our equivalent of hustling, right? I was out there doing that, but the lesson he taught them was that, yo, don't play me, bro. Not Play the system.
Right.
Play the system. I reckon you gotta be with the system. I'm like you. I was you.
Yeah.
I was you. Don't play me, because I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Now, me, I'd have probably gave more than the $2 piece.
No,
that's just me. That's just me. But
I probably would have gave him more than the $2.
I'd have gave him more. But I don't feel like the baby did anything wrong, yo. I don't feel he did anything wrong, yo.
Like, here's the thing. He don't owe y'all shit.
No.
He don't owe nobody. Like, no, he don't owe y'all shit. The fact that he even stopped, was enough. Like, realistically, like, let's say no money was involved, right? Let's say he didn't have the money in his hand when he hopped out.
Right.
That story could have easily been platinum selling rapper the baby.
Too broke to buy candy.
No. Platinum selling rapper the baby stops to chop it up with 2 kids selling candy on the side of the road.
Right.
It easily could have been that.
Right.
And that would have been enough to make certain people's day.
Yep.
The fact that he had the money, they saw he had the money, and they figured they can get over.
Right.
That's what happened.
And I ain't even really mad at them for trying to get over. Their kids do not have the cognitive ability of adults. But
I get it.
The only way you learn,
I get it, but they got example.
You gotta learn through example and repetition.
I bet next time,
I guarantee you next time they won't do that.
Hey.
And it might never happen to him again.
Right.
Now, the thing is,
for all we know, he might look to find him again.
Facts. But this story could have been so much different had they not tried to go that hard.
Yeah. 200?
He could have sat them down for the rest of the day. And let me tell you something else, too. I'm going to keep it a stat. When I was a kid, if you saw me out on the street selling something, it was probably stolen. I'm just keeping 100. It's probably stolen, right? So let's say I don't know that of these kids, but let's say that wasn't even something that they got from some official means of their selling candy, whatever. You asking for that amount? You already got this possibly ill-gotten shit, and now you bugging.
You're doing too much.
I'm fairly certain, knowing just me as a kid, I damn sure would have asked for 50 or something like that. But 200, that would have been, it would not have crossed my mind to sell a box of candy for $200, yo.
No.
That just would not, that box ain't even big for real.
No.
That box wasn't even big for real. Like 200.
No, B.
Come on.
Ain't no way in the world that's my thought.
Come on.
And then you here's the issue with lying that they always say, and this is a classic example of it. The issue with lying is you have to keep lying to cover the lie.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't. They told the truth about how much they were charging for one piece of candy.
Yeah.
And that's what got them fucked up.
It's crazy because, like, if I was baby, I probably wouldn't have posted it. Only because I don't need the conversation about that. I don't need it because I already know people going. I don't need the conversation.
Thanks.
I don't.
Yeah,
and you see what happened. Like, segment of folks out there talking about you should have. If there's a bigger lesson here. There's a bigger lesson here. Don't do that. Not game the system. Don't. Come on, B. I was one of you. I was there. I got you, but you got to show some character. You can't just. I got you, but character matters. That ain't cool. It's not cool. Like, ain't cool. Character matters, man. Like, I was you. I was out there. I was pulling licks. I was doing that too, but not me. Not me, B. Hey, if you know who I am, you know I don't come from no privilege. I don't come from. Like this shit here, what I'm doing now is a dream. A lot of people don't get a chance to do what I'm doing now. It's dope. But trust me, it could have went left. And I'd have been like you, except for hustling on a bigger level.
Right.
I'm telling you, character matters. Character matters. If they got parents at home, or guardians to see that, They got older brothers. They getting clowned right now.
Yeah.
They getting clowned. Without a doubt. So now I ain't really mad at the baby about that. I don't like his name, but I ain't really mad.
Okay.
It's so random. That's just a random critique. But still, I ain't really mad at him about that. I probably would have did it a little different, but
them little niggas blew it, man. That's
you.
Hopefully
blew
it.
I hope they
learned their lesson. That's it.
Character matters, B.
Y'all good. He ain't cuss y'all out. He ain't dip off on you without giving you no money.
Like, no, he gave $2.
He paid y'all for what y'all said. Y'all said it was $2. He paid y'all $2.
Yeah, he just didn't buy the whole.
If he'd bought the whole box, he wouldn't have ate it anyway.
No, that's the other thing. That's the other thing I was thinking about that too. I mean, it depends on what it was, but overall, sure. I would have just bought it so they took the rest of the day off. Right. That's how I would think. Like, yeah, go do something.
Facts.
Don't buy nothing stupid with this. You know what I'm saying? Don't buy nothing dumb with this. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It's a whole thing.
It is, yo. Like, I'm just tripping off people like legitimately being mad at him. Like,
that's why I wouldn't have posted it. I don't need the conversation. Like, I'm very guarded about my social media.
But I think it's reasonable for him to not expect. Like, not to say that it's impossible for people to take something wrong, because clearly. Right. I mean, but I think it was reasonable for him to not expect to get trashed for this.
This is what happens, though, right? So I see this a lot. People who don't come from wealth, that get wealth, eventually people don't factor in the fact that they didn't come from wealth. And they push the attitudes they have about people that do come from wealth onto them.
Mm-hmm.
I see this happening a lot, and I don't necessarily buy into that. Like, a person that can listen, my family was poor, so I don't see people who come from those humble beginnings and then wind up being forced somehow or another through work, through circumstance, through probability, being on their side. They did come into a bunch of money. I don't see them the same way as I see people that come from a long line of motherfuckers with money. I don't see them the same way. Right. So, like, I don't push those same attitudes on them. So, to that point, when they see him and he got all this money, I feel like, to me, they pushing the whole critique about the systems. Mm-hmm. And the people that had money and privilege for centuries, right? Come from families that had that shit for a long time. They pushing some of that on him. He come from where they at. Right. And he telling them, yo, don't be that. Because I didn't get this from being that.
But here's the other thing, So the people talking about he clout chasing with $4, my nigga. You can't really believe that. He gave them $4. You can't believe he's posting that to flaunt.
Oh, he posted up to flaunt that money phone he had. No, he had a stack in the same.
He does that in videos. Like, that's
I do not believe for 1 second that he posted that for fucking.
No, yo, there's no way.
That sounds dumb.
Right. If
no, I think there's no way. I think he thought, I'm teaching them a lesson.
Right.
Because there's no other. And I think what he didn't think about was what the potential optics could look like for people who view you as, once you have wealth, they view you as the wealthy.
Right.
And I think he's getting splashback from attitudes people have about different type of wealth. It's like, yo, he literally just got money. He literally just got money.
They were already having a conversation, and he just popped up with an example.
That's what it seemed like to me. That seemed like to me, and that's another reason why me just being conscious of my social media stuff and how you're perceived. I probably wouldn't even post that video because I don't know, man. I just know how people. I see a lot of shit with my trusty phone available right there that I don't even want the conversation.
I'd have posted it. Who cares?
I know
the hell with them.
That's because you be on your hyena shit, especially if you have money. Yeah,
well,
nigga. Yeah, you listen. Yeah, you be on your hyena shit. Come on, bring it on.
Listen. Fuck
Bring it on.
I'm about to go jump in my Scrooge McDuck's fashion
Look,
pool.
I already know they're gonna say that. They're gonna say that of me because they're not gonna know. I'm not the type to really be publicizing any altruistic things that I would do with my. I'm not that type. So they'll say it, especially when they go, "Yo, he just left." He got they gonna say it. He just left.
Don't say he got money and left.
He just left, and now he be posting
That's
shit.
funny.
Where at now? So I already know I'm gonna get that part of it because, like I said, I'm not the type to talk about any altruistic shit that we did. Like, but to be clear, I'm gonna have some nice things, and I'm gonna do some fun stuff, and I'm gonna want to video it because I'm video yo.
Yeah.
To steal my man CJ's old moniker back in the day. Video yo. You already know. You know what I'm saying? But I probably I don't even want the conversation. Fuck y'all. I don't want to talk to y'all. I like talking to y'all.
I ain't talking to him. I'm dropping the video and bouncing. Here y'all go. Do with it what you will.
Do with it what you will.
Fuck all the bullshit. Here.
Hilarious.
This is what I'd probably caption it. This is what I did today.
Have at it. Go off. Go off.
This is my life. This is life for me. And if it got enough backlash that it somehow reached me, the next time I did something like that, I would post it again and I would comment with, "This is my life. How's yours going?"
Damn. Look,
just simply because of the backlash.
Yeah. Well,
that would just be my response to the backlash.
Like I don't see where he did anything wrong right now. And hopefully they learned something. About the only thing a person can reach and say is have them kids face all on your platform with a big platform. That's a recipe for them getting bullied and talk shit about when their classmates see it. But other than that, next time come correct.
They gonna probably run into some assholes. Why you ain't robbed that nigga?
Yeah.
Clearly,
because
they don't know who the baby is.
Yeah, because that's a good idea.
He actually has a documented history of that not being successful.
Listen, don't do it.
It's probably not a good idea. Yeah, I just
don't do it to yourself. Nah, and they was young boys anyway, but I don't mean nothing little young head busters. But if you walking around with a box of candy,
the chances are
I don't think you got that burner on you like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got you.
Y'all some candy bar ass niggas. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying, at that stage they at right now, that's their hustle. You know what I'm saying? It's not when they maybe a little older, they might be on some shit.
Nah,
maybe they won't be because of this.
Right. I mean,
we got to do it the right way.
We got to do better with our lives.
We got to do better with our lives.
We got to become productive members of society.
Yeah, you saw that. We missed out on the $1,000. Like we got to do better.
$1,000.
We got to do better.
Them niggas asked for $400 and they could have got $1,000. Had they just been a little more honest.
Just be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Just more honest.
What you try to get him for?
I get it. People be so down bad that when they see an opportunity, they go overboard. I get it. I get that.
I'm wondering about that part too, because they talk about there's a crime wave happening in certain areas of the country, right? Motherfuckers are also broke as shit and just came off of a year of not having money like that. And you gonna see shit like that when that happens. And maybe them kids are no different in the sense that they come from family households that's struggling, so they try and get what they try and get. So it's a lot of circumstances in there, but overall, I think it's basically it's about temperament.
Yeah,
he didn't do anything wrong. You might have done something. You might say you would have done something different, and that's fine. I respect that, but you can't say he did something wrong.
He didn't get rowdy with them.
Nah. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not. It's less about. And at least that's how I look at it. It's less about the kids and more about what they tried to do.
Yeah.
Like, it's not an issue of trying to shame the kids. Like, that's not what's going on.
Nah. But that might be a unfortunate result of him posting it on a platform his size.
Right.
I can just
it could end up being about
problem. Yeah, they go back to school and niggas or just in the neighborhood. It was like, yeah, some dumbass man. Just having to deal with that shit. Yeah, but I mean, it is. It'll blow. They won't even be talking about this shit next week. Something else. They won't even be.
I don't know.
All the baby gotta do is stop talking. Just don't talk about it no more. And
sure, but the people that know the kids probably still gonna be talking about it.
They will, but I mean, like over the internet, interwebs. Something else. Somebody gonna bust their ass walking down some steps, and that's gonna be a video. Some Karen gonna be in a store acting stupid, and that's gonna be the next thing. Yeah, I really want to get to this next one though. That here, I'm interested in seeing how they made this correlation.
Okay. Disney Plus's Loki is the Black Lives Matter story we didn't know we needed.
Or didn't know it was a Black Lives Matter story. But go ahead.
Okay.
Go off.
Opinion. I want to stress this because it has that word in all caps. Opinion. Did Loki writer Michael Waldron have an office full of Malcolm X posters and alkaline water, or can white people not help telling on themselves through art? Every once in a while, Disney shocks viewers with some unintentionally extra black revolutionary messaging in their movies and TV shows. While some saw Zootopia as a story of funny animated animal cops solving crime, you don't have to don a full kufi and dashiki to realize it was obviously a metaphor for how white supremacy led to the war on drugs. I never saw it, so I don't remember the movie. I don't think I ever watched the whole movie. Right. This kind of messaging slips out of in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as well. You can easily rename Captain America: Civil War as Captain America: Defund Shield, and nobody would have noticed. WandaVision was the story of a magical Karen going through a quarter-life crisis and the token black friend who literally had to gain superpowers to stop her from terrorizing the neighborhood.
Whoa. I'm gonna stop you right there. So Scarlet Witch is a Karen?
Kinda. I guess in that context, kinda. Like, I mean, she had a legitimate grievance, but not against the people that she was committing atrocities against.
You know what? I didn't say less. Say less. Also, that wasn't her friend, by the way.
No, but you know,
that wasn't her.
You have to find ways to
never refer to Monica Rambeau as token again. Thank you. Let's continue.
No, but you know why?
Never refer. We're not doing that.
Anyway, Falcon and Winter Soldier was about a black guy who gets screwed over by a man and has a choice between joining a radical liberation movement run by a black woman or take the bass out of his voice, occasionally put on whiteface, and work within the system. Basically, Barack Obama with wings and a shield. However, this week's Loki season finale wasn't even subtle, and all of the black Twitter was picking up what Disney was putting down. I don't know if Loki had writer Michael. I read that part already.
So in other words, they might be adding into this something that's not intended, but they can
infer it from Kang's.
Right.
Yeah. Either way, Loki's finale frames the whole season as a parable of whiteness in America, how black people fight and toil to hold this whole dysfunctional country together, only to see white America tear it all down if they don't get what they want, even if it dooms us all. Essentially, Disney made the perfect Black Lives Matter show for post-insurrection America, and black MCU fans are thankful. For the uninitiated, Loki spun directly out of... spoilers for Loki. In case...
Oh, yeah. If you haven't watched Loki... This might not be you might want to just go about.
This is the last topic we want to get to today. So
yeah.
Have a good day. If you haven't finished Loki yet. For the uninitiated, Loki spun directly out of Avengers Endgame and was the story of Loki, the Norse trickster god and longtime Avengers antagonist, being kidnapped by an interdimensional policing organization called the Time Variance Authority. The TVA is tasked with maintaining the timeline and keeping different versions of the same person, called variants, from other dimensions from causing trouble. It's a dirty job, but someone has to do it. We should have peeped this was going to be a low-key, or is that low-key? I see what you did there. Woke story. When we saw the TVA looks like a DMV office and is run by black women. Director Ravana Renslayer I'm not going to pronounce that name because I'm not going to screw it up.
Don't do it to yourself.
And head enforcer Hunter B15, same thing with that name.
Yeah,
Black women who also spend a lot of time wearing dark leather, berating and beating white men with sticks and weapons. The white guy, whether it was Agent Morbius, Owen Wilson, or Loki, Tom Hiddleston, seemed to be comfortable with, and in the case of Mobius, somewhat turned on by the system. I'm not the only one that noticed.
I'm glad we talking about the MCU because very soon they will have the Fantastic Four, and we will be able to make all the reaching Reed Richards jokes to shit like this. But go ahead.
Well, I mean, wait. But is it though? The reason I asked that is because it potentially stands to reason that either Reed, Sue, or someone in even one of their families is black.
Yeah.
Because Kang,
the part where they said,
no, I get that. I'm just saying,
beating white men with sticks. That's not what happened with Morbius.
I get that, but I'm just saying. Well, he got pruned.
He did get pruned, but he says seeming to be comfortable with. He wasn't comfortable with that shit.
No. After he got pruned, when the final time when he went into the office and she beat his ass, he seemed fine with it.
Oh well, yeah, because now he knows what pruned is. It's not what he thought it was, erasure from existence. Right. So yeah.
All I'm saying, this is from a Twitter user. All I'm saying is there's a white man over at Marvel who's got a serious BDSM.
Hey, Rebecca, stop that. we not judging y'all value because some white guy like y'all.
Hey, out of here. The TVA is trying to stop a white woman named Sylvie, a version.
Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta do Sylvie like this?
A version of Loki from another dimension who wants to destroy the whole system because it ruined her life. Sylvie rallies white men, Loki and Mobius, to help her take down this entire black-run business because she can't get customer service on the line. Because she can't get customer service on the line. How does she do it? By seducing Hunter B15, an underappreciated black woman, into believing that she can have a better life by betraying Ravonna and the entire TVA. Between beating and emasculating white men and being seduced by a white woman into betraying her own people. They want to make me say her name. I can't pronounce this. And I don't want to butcher her name.
No, because clearly an African name.
Yes.
I'm not trying to. Yeah.
Right. She's basically replaying her role as Ruby in Lovecraft Country, which I'm sure will send misogynistic hoteps into a tizzy. After a perilous journey across 6 episodes until the end of time, Sylvie and Loki finally encounter Kang, a black man who's been holding the entire universe together. Kang offers Loki and Sylvie a choice to either take over the TVA and run things as they see fit, or send the universe into chaos and face a version of him that will be much more evil. Loki accepts the offer, but Sylvie, Karen, ain't trying to hear it. She kills Kang on the spot. It's literally a "we was Kangs."
That's why I laughed at when I saw that. For y'all niggas is dumb.
Come to life. Black Twitter noticed immediately.
The only thing I will say to this, some of this so far, is that for at least some of the takes, you have to ignore a whole lot of the plot to make that fit. Like if you was a little kid and you were snatched from your folks, and then in order to escape the people that snatched you, you start hiding in apocalypses.
Yeah.
You might be a little affected.
No, clearly. But to that, I respond from Arthur Chu. You realize Sylvie's entire life has been one long, frustrated request to speak to the manager. I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong, but he's still leaving out shit. She was a kid that got snatched from her home. I mean, Loki, if people who advocate for child trafficking, they can also take this and make some points. With it, you're saying
Loki is a show about a Karen making a scene and complaining to the manager of a black-owned business about his black employees, and you can't tell me otherwise. Kang made the TVA to get a PPA loan in every version of reality and run off with the bag at the end of time.
That is so ass. That is so ass. We was Kangs. Black asses, yo.
And what happens after Kang is killed? The entire universe comes apart. All hell breaks loose, and nobody knows what to do. Is there not a better parable for how white Americans treat black folks who literally live their lives by a mantra of "we tried to tell you"? And then this one is a picture of Loki after he gets sent back to the TVA, and it says reincarnation, baby. When colonizers think they're gonna win. That's the funny thing between it, but that's the funny correlation between the two of them, because Loki has been revealed kind of. I don't know if you want to count this as officially established as canon, but that Loki doesn't die; he gets reincarnated.
Yeah, so, I don't know if it's canon yet, but
right.
All we need to see is
for him to run into Kang. It kind of anyway. All right,
we was Kangs,
right? Why does Loki resonate so well in the age of Black Lives Matter? Because it's a story as old as time and as recent as the 6-month anniversary of the white nationalist insurrection that occurred on January 6th. The TVA is the United States, a necessary evil, pruning upstart nations or timelines alike, all in a vain and egocentric attempt to keep things orderly. Is it just? No. Is it fair? No. However, throughout history, Black folks have given our lives on the battlefield and in the voting booth to maintain a system that might be consistently bad, instead of trading it in for something that could be chaotically.
No. Whoa. We not don't see. This is where you niggas lose me at, right? So, the United States is a necessary evil? Is it? Is it really? According to who? So
I think that's the point.
Was ancient Babylon a necessary evil? Was the empire? These are empires.
I know you're asking.
They're not. There's no such thing.
It depends what you ask.
I am a necessary.
No, stop. Shut the fuck. Anyway,
are not.
100B15 is every Black civil servant toiling away in the system that they've convinced themselves is right. Ravana is every Black woman executive who's had to deny her own life in questions to keep a bunch of white men who alternatively lust after her. It was pretty obvious that Mobius had been placed in the interdimensional friend zone against as well, and want to overthrow her. Kang, the one who remains, the man at the time, he's the Black business owner so worn down by white supremacy, he just wants to relax in his fishing boat and watch Law and Order marathons. He's Danny Glover.
I actually relate to the fact that
he's Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon, 2 weeks from retirement, who's simply just too old for this shit. He's Ghost from Power, who just wants to retire and hopes Tommy can run things after he's gone. He's Barack Obama, offering free healthcare to white people and warning them that Trump would be 100 times worse than him, and the white folks still burn him in effigy. He's the hardest working Black man in the universe who lived long enough to see a white woman tear it all down.
So stupid.
The best part of this Black Lives Matter Loki finale is what happens when it's all over. After Sylvia kills Kang, she just sits there, crying white tears, because apparently that is the interdimensional language of Karens. She could have filmed that entire season finale with a shaky cell phone camera in a Walmart parking lot.
Stupid.
And the message about white women's privilege and rage couldn't have been more obvious. The Black man holding everything together is dead. Mobius and Loki have no idea what to do. Right. 100B15 is lost in the sauce, and Ravana, who had been true to the game all along, left for some self-care. It's like the whole series was a long-form Juneteenth gift.
Ass.
If you had any doubt about the racial metaphor of Loki, just take a look at the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 4 films. I mean, Thanos was a bad guy, but he only threatened half of one universe. Kang threatens the very idea of existence. However, America knows good and well that when everything is at stake, whether it's a financial crisis, a crazy authoritarian president, or an interdimensional war, it's always up to Black people to save this country from itself. Good luck going up against Kang and Avengers for more years. Black Captain America, you're going to need it. Wait, are we really headed towards a Black Captain America-led Avengers team facing off against a Black supervillain?
Yeah, probably so. But okay. So what I will say is, I love the part where he says, it's always up to Black people to save this country from itself.
The facts. Yeah.
Normalize not feeling like that's your responsibility. Normalize that.
Facts.
This idea that I swear, I think what I rebel against the most is the idea of this being necessary. Because when you say that,
hold up, whoa. The author of this is a professor of politics and journalism at Morgan State University.
Oh, that's interesting. He's from the hometown.
Right.
But I don't like the narrative because
but he also says he has dual Wakandan and Zumandan citizenship.
That's funny. That's funny. But what it reminds me of, right? I was recently watching a clip from the Joe Budden show, and one of the other guys, the new guys that he got there, I can't remember his name or whatever, right? The lighter skinned one, right?
Ice and something
ish. I don't know.
Fish, Ice and Fish.
I don't.
That's what we call them, Ice and Fish.
Okay, that's their name. So the lighter one.
That's headcanon. The lighter one has to be Ice.
It has to be Ice.
He's see through. Yeah,
it has to be. Okay. So he says they mentioned something about there in these cabals of power. There are some black people that are in those cabals of power as well, right? And the reason why his position, the reason why they don't do, even though they get into power, they don't do anything to help everybody else is because this is his take. They've seen more things now. They have a more working knowledge of the bigger picture. And I reject the idea that the bigger picture is best served by shitting on us.
Oh, yeah. Right.
I reject that out of the idea that somebody got up there and learned some new information that, it's imperative to shit on black people or everything folds. No, we not doing that. Right. Same thing about the whole America being a necessary evil and black people feeling like they need to be the ones to say, normalize not feeling like that's your responsibility. If they want to tear this shit down, if they want to do a January 6th shit every 6th of every month for the next 10 years, we gonna run in with guns and protect? Is that what we doing? No. It's weird to me. It's weird, and I don't want us to get involved in that. Like,
I'm not involved.
Yeah, like I listen. I don't feel it's my duty. You know what I feel like? We're talking about human people. Yes, I do feel, as much as I can't stand you motherfuckers, I do feel like I should be on the side that wants to see less pain.
Yeah.
More people fed, more people receiving some sort of health care, more people generally being treated well. The people. But the system, this system ain't gave me nothing but its ass to kiss for the longest time. From my great-great-grandparents up to me now. So I don't feel that responsibility that we must preserve this at all. Fuck out of here. Your founding fathers can kiss my ass.
I mean, they can't.
Well, they're dead, but yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, like, but I like a lot of the shit in that article, though. I look like the whole thing about the whole thing about black business owner.
Right. The whole Sylvie being a Karen thing. Oh my God.
Yo, I swear to you, like, if you take out the whole part about her literally being a traumatized child that was trafficked out of away from her family. Yeah. But if you put the whole thing about, I want to see the people that's running this store, and she goes in and she sees the first group of managers and realizes they can't help her. Mm-hmm. So she kills them.
Right.
She kills them. She destroys the androids.
Yeah.
I want to see the CEO.
Facts.
And then when she does, he tells her why, all the reasons why.
Killing me is not helpful.
No, he basically said that coupon you had has expired. Man, I can't do anything.
If you use it now, it will actually cost you more money.
It'll cost you more money. Can't you understand that? And she went, no, this is some bullshit.
No, wait. No. She agreed with her husband to go ahead about her business.
Yeah.
And then sends him away to get rid of the damn.
And now, I'll tell you the other part about this that I like too. I like what he said when they alluded to, he told her, if you kill me, you're gonna get a worse version. This
magnitude's worse.
It put me in mindset of the relationship between MLK and Malcolm X. Because the way a lot of the opposition to them saw this was that we either deal with King,
right,
or we deal with X.
Right.
You don't want to. They didn't want a situation where his influence became the influence amongst a population of people. They didn't like King either, to be clear.
I mean, in effect, it worked. It still happened, just on a lesser scale.
Yes.
It was they killed X and they got a worse version of King.
Yes, because we was Kings. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Like it still wound up working out that way, but not to the extent.
They just ended up killing him too. So
what they found in that FBI document, J. Edgar Hoover wrote, saying what they didn't want is the ascension of a Black Messiah type figure, right? So they would much rather prefer the guy that was saying, judged by the content, character, and by the color of skin, the one day white girls and black boy holding hands together. They much rather prefer that than Nation of Islam Malcolm X.
Right.
Nation of Islam Malcolm X, they terrified of him. Not because of what he himself had the power to do, but he had that and that to inspire people. He had that, and they knew what was up. And then when they realized, after bugging both of them, that Malcolm lived a more pristine life than Martin. Yeah. So now what you have here is a happy warrior. You literally have a guy who sees this as a religious imperative to say the things he said, do the things that never. Where King cheating on his wife, like that wasn't X.
Yeah, that
wasn't X. So it was a whole. That's what I got from that. If you kill me, you're gonna get mad. Niggas. In other words, niggas gonna be mad when these niggas come back.
No, niggas. Who's niggas? I'm niggas.
I'm niggas. So it's me. I'm niggas.
When you tried your best, like I'm leaning towards his side now, yo. The author. No. I'm leaning towards the author side now, because if you think about it, the audacity and the entitlement that you have to have, trauma aside,
right,
to hear the words, listen to me.
This will destroy
this is what's going to happen.
Universe.
It's going to make everything worse. Everything. You think this is bad now? And then you have no idea. From a person that you literally have been trying to kill and have not gotten close. Right. You've been able to kill anyone else you've tried.
Right.
This person you haven't been close to being able to kill.
Right. You didn't even know
told you why. And you still weren't able.
Well, this is a failing on Sylvie's part too, because especially because he offered for y'all to take over. So you could have righted a lot of wrongs. That was the only that was the other choice. Yeah. That was the other you either get everything you want, which appealed more to Loki. Yeah, but whatever
still,
to Loki. Right.
Yeah, but still, you literally get everything you've ever wanted, or you could kill me and make everything worse.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm a villain.
So are you. He wouldn't say we're all villains there.
Right.
Like, we're all villains there.
It seems like a simple option.
But see, that then also lets me I looked at Kang like this. Well, he was really a mortis, but that's just another version of Kang.
Right.
You really was going to give all of reality?
Here's the thing.
To two Lokis?
Maybe. I think he was just tired.
That's
why he was so happy.
You're talking millions of years. I get that. But
that's why he was so happy. I think that he was temporarily relieved of his faculties. He was so happy that somebody actually made it to this point. He's like, yo, you can have this shit.
Yeah.
Like here. Or you can follow
do you think other people haven't made it there? Because I saw a statue there that was shattered and broken on a goddamn ground.
I'm sure other people made it there.
Yeah.
But I think it had to be
Lokis.
I think it had to be they had to have a certain je ne sais quoi in order to receive that offer.
Right.
Like Tom Hiddleston's Loki,
he had a lot of he had a lot of character progression. Me and my daughter was talking about that.
Yeah.
I don't think almost any other character has had as much character progression.
Literally twice, though.
Yeah.
Literally twice. Two versions of him have kind of been canonized.
Yeah. Yeah.
And naturally.
Yep.
One of them through the dealings with their family. And then this one kind of by revenge. But then
I actually think this one is I think this road for him made him into a better person.
Yeah.
Than the one before, because
he was literally fighting to save humanity. Like, not humanity, but
stole
reality.
The Space Stone.
Oh, yeah.
In Ragnarok. Let's not and didn't tell his brother. So he was still on some trickster bullshit, right?
Facts.
But he did sacrifice his life doing the stupidest shit ever, as was revealed in that show.
Yeah.
A knife, nigga.
It wouldn't have done anything.
Even if it would have stabbed him, and if that's Uru metal, it probably would.
Right.
But even if it would have stabbed him, that probably wouldn't have killed him. No. And on top of that, it's
been tried. And he didn't know that it's been tried.
And Loki, but you can fight.
Right.
Loki knows how to fight. You think that's a bad? You think that's an easy? You think that's a good tactic move? You can fight.
Way. There's no. What I think was he got broken.
Yeah.
I think he was broken by the sheer reality that faced him, with Thanos being like, y'all can't fuck with me, and him being shown that we really can't fuck with you.
His brother is usually able to handle anything. To see his brother lying there on the ground, basically in chains, helpless. And knowing that his father
helplessness transferred to him.
Yeah, because knowing that his father's dead, y'all don't even got Odin to bail you out.
Right.
It's just y'all.
Nothing.
It's just y'all.
Shit, Hela would probably have helped.
Man, Hela,
she's gone.
Hela would have fucked him up. But I'm look. That's a debate for another day. I think Hela would fuck Thanos up. But that's a debate for she done beat his ass out there. But that's the debate. So would an ego.
Sure.
Ego would have beat Thanos' ass out in them streets.
Absolutely.
in them spaceways.
Stupid. Yo said that. That is hilarious.
But paved the spaceways in your blood. All right.
I think a big part of I guess a small theory of mine. I think a big part of this road that this Loki took was the realization of the Infinity Stones not working there.
Yeah, I think that broke him too, yo. I think that was a huge thing. That was a huge thing. Like, yo, I'm not, because when you listen, when you get to walk around for over 1,000 years being worshipped as a god, it can affect you.
Fact, yeah.
So it's like,
and then there's the symbol of this thing that is more powerful than you, and you know it's more powerful than you.
Yeah.
And you get to a place where it has literally no effect.
It's a bauble. It's a paperweight. It's
right. Oh, we keep these in the drawer.
Yeah, we use these to skip across water and shit. Like, that revelation.
This shit took a shit.
Yeah. That revelation to him is what it is, yo. Like that I think that really broke him to the fact that you're actually small, Loki.
Mm-hmm.
And you're used to being smaller than your brother. You're used to being in power scales smaller than your mom's and your adopted mom's adopted pops. You were even smaller than your birth father, Laufey.
Right.
But this eclipses them.
Yeah.
If the TV, if rendering the Infinity Stones inert where they're at is a thing for them, Odin is small.
Yeah.
To that.
Yeah.
Teeny. I think that had a lot to do with it too. Him realizing that the space he occupied in reality wasn't quite as big as he thought.
Right.
And also the progression of him recognizing why he's done all the things he did.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where the real change is, when he actually came to grips with like why all the shit he'd been pulling for all these years, why he did it.
Yeah.
And that changed him. And now it's a thing of
then the idea of, there are more of me.
There are more of me, so now I'm not even
is
special
stronger
like that.
than me.
Yeah, this one knows things I don't know, knows how to do things I can't do. Yeah. It makes you small. Because think about it. We always talk about multiverse stuff and sci-fi and shit like that. And we like the idea, the concept of it.
I love the idea. The best, not best. My favorite telling of this story so far, that might change with whatever they end up doing with Kang.
Yeah.
But my favorite telling of this so far has been Jet Li in The One.
Yes, I love that. I love that.
That has been my favorite telling of this concept.
You know what though? This is one thing I wanted to say, because I saw some YouTuber post a video, and I typically like Dude, but I didn't even watch this because I can't watch stuff like this anymore, where people are proclaiming the end of the MCU. Y'all gonna stop that shit. Now, what I'm guessing is his take was
there's no actual evidence.
Doing the time shit will fuck up the Lord. No, it won't. And I'm gonna tell you why it won't. First of all, by now, you should have a little bit more faith in Kevin Feige and them.
Isn't Eternals next?
Eternals is next.
Wasn't that the one that he was actually advertised to be in?
Who? Kang?
Yeah.
I believe. No. Ant-Man, Quantumania. He's a big bad in Quantumania. But my thing is this, right? I can't believe how people who read comic books all the time don't see this. This was less about time travel.
Yeah.
And more about a vehicle to introduce the multiverse.
Right.
So I don't think they're going to lean that heavy into the time stuff as much as people think they are. It was just used.
Not as necessary.
Exactly. The time travel stuff is not as necessary. It's more about the multiverse stuff than it is about the actual time travel.
I think if you think about it, when you're traversing universes and realities, time doesn't really have as much of an effect.
No. See, the way Marvel showed, because actually there are some versions of the multiverse theory that would say that they're all on different time things. It's not even the same. Time moves differently there.
Right.
But Marvel decided to link it up with that because they felt like this was the best way to get to the multiverse, starting with the whole Ant-Man thing about using the quantum power to go into these different things. So it's more about a means to an end.
It's a vehicle.
It's a vehicle to get us there. So it's going to be about different versions of Kang and other characters, not different parts of them and the different timelines. It's not that. And the what they chose to use was the branching thing, where a variant, somebody time not supposed to go one way, and then as soon as somebody does something off of that, it turns into a different timeline because they made a different choice. I've seen versions of that hypothesis before, whereas you're walking down a road, there's a fork at the road, you choose to go left. Well, because you did that and because of the way probability works in multiverse theory, there's a version of you that chose to go right.
Right.
And then that's a whole different
branch.
There's a branch. That's what they were kind of trying to do there, except for they introduced the TVA shit that's supposed to stop that. I loved the idea that when Kang learned how to time travel and all that shit, he met other versions of himself and these other multiverse things, other universes. And then he was like, oh, cool, we're going to hang out. We're going to learn how to do shit. And we're going to help each other out. And then came to the realization that every version of him is not peaceful and not
on that shit.
Right. I love the idea. You know how sinister I found that when he said, I'm keeping this. If I didn't do this, versions of me that you don't even want to know is going to come out. I love that idea. I like, Jonathan Majors, I knew he was a good actor anyway because I watched pieces of Lovecraft Country. I didn't watch the whole series, but I watched pieces of it. He's a really good actor.
He's really good.
And this is what is going to fuck people up. That persona he used,
it's not going to be that later.
It's not going to be that later. And it's going to be just as bad. It's going to be just as dope. Watch. It's going to be just as dope. I can't fucking wait. I can't wait. I love with Marvel. I didn't think that it was possible that they could get me as excited about what's about to happen in this phase as they did with the Infinity thing. But it turns out, these motherfuckers made me go back and start reading Avengers Forever. That one from the 90s with Kang in it. I had to go back and read that now. I'm only in the first issue, but still, it's like 12 issues. But I went back to read that now because I really want to digging the Kang. I was never really that big of a big fan of Kang the Conqueror. He was just a villain that was there. But the way Jonathan Majors played him, I rocks with him. I rocks with the whole concept.
Absolutely. I was like,
of course, Adequate.
This is what you're doing?
Shows up.
He's always late.
Jive late. Probably because he got a notification, but he didn't listen. That's usually what he does. But I think that's it for us today.
Yeah, we'll push the next.
We're kind of long. Yeah, we're kind of long. I want to first thank everybody that was here, everybody that participated in the show today. Really appreciate your comments, your observations, your opinions, all of that shit. This is a space for that. You guys actually help with the content because we a lot of times feed off of stuff that you say. It becomes funny. We laugh at it and we get content out of it. So we appreciate you for that. Just another note. Don't forget to check out the Metas and Mutants podcast with me and my co-host, Super Side Guy. You can find that anywhere podcasts are streamed. Also, go subscribe to the Rise Podcast channel where we go live every Sunday at 12 p.m. EST. Basically talking about boxing.
Yeah, say, bro, I don't be there on no Friday.
Shut your cake hole. And also go check out Addie's Game Room. He just jumped back in and started streaming again. So that's always good news. Always a fun time over there. You can find his YouTube channel, Addie's Game Room, as well as his Facebook page of the same name. Yes, you can. Do not forget the Jaded one. Jaded Nerd does the celebrity gossip beat on his channel. That's named Jaded Nerd. Go subscribe and check that out. And like I said, we do have a project that we're working on, a music project along with videos. The one thing I will say that I like the most about at least two of the videos thus far is they have an old school hip hop feel about them. And you guys will see exactly what I'm talking about when you eventually see it.
Yeah.
You'll see that I'm talking about. We definitely, I liked it. But
I come to bring the pain to the my bad.
Ass. But so we'll give you guys, of course, more information on that when we're ready to roll all of that stuff out. So for my man SPJ, I am Tombstone the Dead Man, and for the greater multi-world entertainment family, we are out.